This is going to be Team USA's biggest challenge. USA versus Mexico. That's the game that we are about to experience. We seen in the first game, USA defeat Brazil. We seen USA defeat Great Britain, and they defeated both teams with ease. But now Team USA has themselves a test here. They have to deal with Randy Arozarena. They have to deal with Alejandro Kirk from the Blue Jays. They have to deal with a tough squad in Mexico. So I'm extremely excited for this game, and I believe that this game is going to be an absolute great game. A game that we are I don't see us getting a blowout. And it's important for us to know that Team USA hasn't beaten Mexico in the World Baseball Classic since the first year that this event started in 2020 in 2006. Let me even tell you the score. The last time Mexico beat USA, the last time USA beat Mexico, and the score for that game, let us see right here. Well, actually, when they played in that World Baseball Classic in 2006, Mexico actually won. They won 2-1. I'm going to get you the exact stat to tell you, right here. Mexico won all 3 games versus USA. All 3 games. They've won all 3 games. All the times they've played Team USA, they've beat them. So USA right now has a chance to redeem themselves. And we have to be honest. If USA loses this game, it's a bad sign. Look, it doesn't mean that if they lose, they're not going to win the championship. But whoever wins this game between Mexico and the USA, they will guarantee make it to the next round. Without a doubt. They will be in the next round because they'll be 3-0. Let me tell you the standings of this group, because today more teams clinched. We got more teams that have already clinched a spot in the next round of the World Baseball Classic. I'll get to that in a few. But let me tell you the standings because, okay, in Pool B, USA's in Pool B. They have the team of Mexico, Italy, US, of course, Great Britain, and Brazil. Great Britain and Brazil are both eliminated. Great Britain got their first win today, beating Brazil. Brazil, unfortunately, went 0-4. So Brazil, 0-4. Great Britain, 1-3. Both of those teams are eliminated. Official. Mathematically, they are eliminated. But now, on the other hand, USA, Italy, and Mexico, these 3 teams, they are playing 2 more games each to take only 2 spots. And it's interesting. My original prediction is that the US is going to go 4-0, and then Mexico will go 3-1. Mexico will beat Italy, and that's why, Italy won't make it. But it's interesting. I'm still picking USA number 1. I believe this will be the year that USA beats Mexico. That's my prediction. But then it comes down to Italy and Mexico. So we're going to see. The 3 teams are 2-0. Both teams have played good baseball, and we have to see what is going to happen. I was going to start streaming earlier and covering Puerto Rico versus Cuba, but unfortunately that game got delayed because of weather. It's been a lot of rain. Anybody that knows about Puerto Rico knows that there is a place that gets a lot of rain, and unfortunately it rained. So, they couldn't start the game early. Just like yesterday, the game versus Panama and Canada got delayed a few times because of rain. So let me tell you who else. We already know that Japan, they're 3-0. They've clinched. They have another game tomorrow, but it's a meaningless game because no matter what, they're gonna be first place in their division, in their pool C. They'll be, no matter win or lose, they're the number one team. But you can be sure they're trying to go 4-0, in my opinion. They're gonna be playing Czechia tomorrow, but Japan's in, Korea's in. It was amazing. There was a 6 a.m. game today. Korea versus Australia. Australia, it didn't matter if they won or lost. Of course, if they won, they would have guaranteed. But even losing, there was a scenario for them to make it. They needed to lose. They needed to lose 6-2 or lower. 4 runs was the most they could lose by. The ninth inning, they needed 2 outs. They had a man on first, runner on base. Australia did. No, Korea did. Australia playing defense. A tailor-made double play ball hit to the shortstop. By now, I'm sure you've seen it. The shortstop took this absolute weird step. And from there, he threw the ball to the outfield. Korea got first and third, sac fly. They up 7-2, and Australia couldn't respond. So Korea and Japan make it there. The Dominican Republic and Venezuela, both of those teams, Venezuela's playing right now, Nicaragua. But Dominican Republic and Venezuela, both of those teams clinched. They're already in. So there's now, we're waiting 4 spots. 4 spots are locked up out of the 8. And we're waiting 4 more. And it's interesting. So we're seeing scenes of Paul Skeens right now. And I am extremely excited. We got some breaking news from at Star Wars 9918. As of today, Phillies pitcher Jesus Luzardo agrees to 5-year, $135 million contract extension with the Phillies. Wow, you are excellent with Phillies news, and that's a really, really good thing for the Phillies. It's been a really quiet off season for Philadelphia. Very, very quiet off season for them, but hey, that's definitely some good news for them. And I know that, that is good. That's really, really good for them. Some more news for Team USA. And we're going to go to Mexico's lineup. Duran, Arozarena, Jonathan Aranda, Alejandro Kirk, Roddy Tellez, Nacho Alvarez Jr., Nick Gonzalez, Alec Thomas, and Joey Ortiz. That's their lineup for Mexico. USA is the home team in this game. They're going to be the team that will hit last if it gets to that. And this Mexico lineup's a good lineup, but they facing Paul Skeens, and we got some news too. Scooble will stick with the plan. Tyreek Scooble. There was a article, a debate. Am I gonna try to pitch again? That's Scooble. Was he gonna try to pitch a second time? Unfortunately, we got the news. He is not gonna pitch again for Team USA. That's the news that was out of, MLB today. Can it change? Of course, but let's see. So we're getting ready, folks. The game is about to start right now. Jarren Duran is up. He is going to be facing Paul Skeens. And this is the game right here. Whoever wins this game, they will make it to the next round. It's pretty much a sure thing. It's tricky, but it's pretty much a guarantee. Whoever wins this game, they will make it. But still games to go, and the first pitch from Skeens, he's pitching the biggest game. Nolan McLean has tomorrow versus Italy. Here's the pitch from Skeens. Outside with a splitter to start at 94 miles per hour. 1 ball, no strikes. I remember there was a time growing up where first pitch strikes were almost every time, no matter who pitched. Here is the 1-0. Ha! Strike 1, swinging Duran at a splitter. I remember that time where it was almost a guarantee that you would, get always first pitch strikes. Now you see more often balls as well. Strike 2. He hasn't thrown him a fastball. He's thrown him 2 splitters. He's thrown him a changeup. Paul Skeens is ahead in the count, 1-2. Got the High Sox today. This may be one of the first times I ever see him pitch with the High Sox. The 1-2 pitch is coming. USA versus Mexico. This is USA's biggest game up to now. And we're going to go over the schedule. Well, we already know they're going to face Italy tomorrow. Here's the pitch, 2-2. Misses way up high. So this is a big game for USA. I mean, they haven't beaten Mexico yet. They have not. And that right there is, something very, very interesting. So the 2-2 pitch is going to come. And here it is. Pop them up. Is that going to get out of play? Yes, it is going to get out of play. Wow. So one thing, it's 6 pitches already. No, the 6 pitches coming. One thing, and we've been speaking about it throughout, the rule in the World Baseball Classic in the first round, a pitcher gets 65 pitches. So, here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and foul tip. That was his first fastball at 100 miles per hour. Duran just got a tip of it. Okay, the 2-2 pitch. Duran is in 2 for 6 in the World Baseball Classic. Here is the pitch. Strike 3 with a 90 mile per hour changeup. And Skeens has a strikeout to start his game, to start his day. What a pitch. Absolute nasty pitch. Absolute filthy pitch for Team USA for Paul Skeens. And this stadium is absolutely packed. There's some games where you look at them and you're like, wow, this stadium is mad empty. It's extremely empty. Not this game. Here is the next pitch from Paul Skeens. Strike 199 to Randy Arozareno. Swings at a high pitch. That's one thing about Arozareno. He chases pitches. He's willing to chase. He's a good hitter. Doesn't always have the highest average, but he chases pitches. Here comes the second pitch of the bat. Strike 299 once again from Paul Skeens. Words cannot express enough how important it is. And, it's a must win for this team. It's an absolute must win. So here is the pitch. Misses up high. And okay, correction. Mexico, in the World Baseball Classic, Mexico leads 3-1. So Mexico and USA have played 4 times in the World Baseball Classic. This is their 5th. I'm going to give you the explanation right after. Here is the next pitch. Grounded to the third baseman. There's Bregman. Has time. Makes a beautiful throw. 2 away. So Mexico, now, I was right when I said that USA beat Mexico in 2006, but that was in the first round. In 2006, they beat Mexico the first time they ever met, 2-0. Now, in 2006 again, they met, but they met in the second round, and Mexico stunned them. Mexico won 2-1. Let's look here at this next at bat from Jonathan Aranda. Here comes Skeens, right down the middle. Strike 1, 98 miles per hour. Now, they lost, so it's series even, 1-1. They recently played in 2013. We're going to go there right now. Let's see this pitch real fast. Here comes the 0-1 pitch from Skeens. Up and high. One ball, 1 strike. So, 1-1. In 2013, Mexico played USA. Mexico won again in pool play. 5-2. Back then, the World Baseball Classic was a little different than what it is right now. Here's the next pitch. Up and high with a 98 mile per hour sinker. 2 balls. 2 balls, 1 strike. So, and then the most recent, Mexico won 2 out of the first 3. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Misses up high again. 98, 3-1. So Mexico in 2023, which was the most recent one, they beat the US pretty handily. Even though we know the US lost, but they still made it to the final. Mexico didn't make it. 11-5. So here is the pitch. Right down the middle with a 97 mile per hour sinker. We got a full count. Paul Skeens is already up to 16 pitches. And we know that that's important. This could show that he could get maybe 3 innings, 4 innings. It's not a guarantee of him going deep into this game. So 3-2 count. Here comes pitch number 17 to Jonathan Aranda. Pop them up, foul ball, 99 miles per hour. We're going to do it again. So, Mexico's been taking care of the U.S. And this, not only is U.S. having their best team in this World Baseball Classic, but this is a type of statement game, You don't want them to lose. You don't want to have a team that just dominates you in the World Baseball Classic. Here is the full count pitch. Pop them up again. Is that one going to stay in play? Bregman's going for it. The left fielder's going for it. And we got a catch from Roman Anthony. And that's going to do it. 1-2-3 inning for Paul Skeens. USA is now coming up to bat in the bottom of the first inning. Here we go, folks. There we go with it there. So, hey, we're here. USA versus Mexico. A quick 1-2-3 inning for the USA. We're going now to the bottom of the first. And as I was mentioning, this is an important game for the US. Of course, you could go 4-0 in pool play and still lose. But at the same time, you can also go 3-1 and win. So pool play games matter. This matters because you have to save a spot. Look, if USA loses this game, let's just say they lose this game, then Italy tomorrow is an absolute must win. Because if they lose to Italy, they're gone. They're eliminated. The US can't afford to lose these next two games. It's just not. And they have tough games because Italy's 2-0. Mexico's 2-0. So it's going to be a test. So this is where we're at right now. Okay, so we're on a commercial break. We're going to go back to the game. So we got some teams already in it, but surprisingly, the seeding and the brackets is all going to organize itself. It's still yet to organize itself fully. But let us go to some news about this. I'm going to give you some scores of the games that happened throughout the day. And you can already have an idea. So Puerto Rico and Cuba still in a rain delay. They're supposed to be starting in the next 3 minutes, or 8:20 was the scheduled time. Hopefully it's going to stay the same. But so Great Britain, as I mentioned earlier, they got their first win beating Brazil 8-1. And Brazil, they had some good signs in this World Baseball Classic. Let me give you USA's lineup. Leading off, Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper second, Aaron Judge third, Kyle Schwarber fourth, Alex Bregman fifth, Kyle Riley sixth, Roman Anthony seventh, Byron Buxton eighth, and Bryce Terang ninth. I'm not gonna lie, I know Gunnar Henderson's a shortstop. I would have liked him to be in at second base for Bryce Terang, just because of how well he did. But hey, the U.S. has a good team. Manny Barrera, he is going to be the starter for Mexico in this game. 33 starts, 12-11. He pitched in the Mexico League. Here is this pitch. That is going to be there at the top of the zone, strike one. So here comes Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. got the last game off when USA played Great Britain. Gunnar Henderson pitched that game. So here is the 0-1 pitch. That is going to be grounded to the third baseman. And that's going to be a high throw, but fielded clean, caught cleanly. One quick out for Team USA. So Bobby Witt Jr. in this World Baseball Classic to start, he is 1 for 6. So not a good start for him. Not a good start. And if I'm not mistaken, that one hit for Bobby Witt Jr. was his first at bat when they played Brazil. He got a infield single, and ever since then he's been contained. Here's the pitch to Bryce Harper, swinging and missing at an 88-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball. Wow, 88 mile per hour. Bryce Harper is 2 for 9 in the World Baseball Classic. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That is gonna miss outside. It is 1-1. So wow, 88 mile per hour fastball. It's not that fast right there. I mean, it's fast most people, but to an MLB player, that's like 12 of what a lot face. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Bryce Harper swings at a filthy slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. That ball looked like a horrible pitch. But that's one thing about Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper, surprisingly, he has moments where he chases. Let's see here. The 1-2 pitch is coming. And here comes the pitch. Stays alive, fouls it away. So Bryce Harper's 2 for 9 in the World Baseball Classic. You know, he's not having his best start to the World Baseball Classic. But hey, nonetheless, he is an important part of this team. An absolute important part of this team. So far, Barrera has 6 pitches, the 1-2 count, and he has a very, very slow motion. Here comes the pitch. Far to the first baseman, and that's going to be the second out of the inning. So 2 quick outs for Team USA, And here we go. Aaron Judge, he gets an enormous roar from the crowd. Aaron Judge gets it. The Mexico manager is Benji Gil, 2002 World Series champion as an Anaheim Angels player. Wow, he actually is familiar. If he maybe was he a catcher? I think he was a catcher. I think I'm familiar with him. So Aaron Judge is up to bat right now. The USA has the white jerseys on today. Here is the pitch. Swinging at an 86-mile-per-hour slider and missing one strike. Aaron Judge is also 2 for 9 in this World Baseball Classic. His first at bat was a home run, 2-run shot. Ever since, he's 1 for 8. So not a great start in his part. Here is the 0-1 pitch. That is going to be a base hit past the shortstop. Aaron Judge has himself a hit, and USA has their first base runner of this game. You see the fans saluting Aaron Judge, the excitement. So the amount of, this is a big game. USA, their last game, they started off really slow against Great Britain, and then they eventually picked it up. But, it's important. So Great Britain won their first and last game, 1-3 in the World Baseball Classic. They won 8-1. Brazil 0-4, both of their last games. Let's see here. The 0-1 pitch, the 0-0 pitch here. It's going to miss up high to Kyle Schwarber. 1 ball, no strikes. After that, the Dominican Republic played Israel. 10-1. The Dominican Republic is now 3-0. Israel is now 1-2. Israel had 1 run, 2 hits. And that 1 run was via the solo home run. So, we're seeing a big difference. The 1-0 pitch is going to miss outside. 2 balls, no strikes. We also had Colombia get their first win. They were already eliminated, but in the process, they eliminated Panama. They got their first win of the World Baseball Classic. Both of those teams are 1-3. Colombia won 4-3. Kyle Schwarber is about to take the 2-0 pitch. Here it is. 3-0. That pitch wasn't close. Kyle Schwarber's 4 for 8 with a massive home run he hit Saturday night so far in this World Baseball Classic. 3-0 pitch. Do you give him the green light? Of course. Korea, they, as we spoke earlier, in a controversial game against Australia, they beat Australia. Australia started off 2-0, lost their last 2 games, is eliminated. 3-0 pitch, not even close. 4-pitch walk, and the USA has runners on first and second. Now, if there's one thing I would say about this US team, they have great players. They don't have great speed. They do not have great speed. Bobby Witt, good. Bryce Harper, no. Judge, no. I'm not saying that these guys can't get, they're the worst runners, but they do not have a team of, like the superstar players, the 5'2" that have the running. They have a lot of the tools, but speed is not necessarily one. We got Alex Bregman up, Judge, Schwarber. These are guys that are not that fast. They're not known for running or scoring often in, bloop hits or because of their speed. So Bregman, he is going to take the first pitch of this at bat is going to miss outside. So that's 5 balls in a row from the pitcher Beretta. Bregman's 1 for 4 in this World Baseball Classic. 3 RBIs, no home runs. Korea won 7-2. Mexico, US is going on now. Venezuela and Nicaragua is going on now. Venezuela's leading that game 3-0. Nicaragua has 2 errors, 5 hits, and they just haven't been able to get things going. Or better, Nicaragua's had opportunities to win. They just haven't been able to seal the deal. And that's really tough because they're in danger of losing again and being 0-8 in the 2 World Baseball Classics that they've been in, 2023 and this year. Cuba and Puerto Rico has officially started after an hour and 20-minute rain delay. So here comes the 1-0 pitch to Alex Bregman. Here's the pitch. Misses again. 6 straight balls. And this is what I mean. Look, if you get a pitch to hit, you're in a position where you have elite hitters. You got to give them the right to go. My beef is when there's teams that they don't have the best hitters. Let us see the 2-0 pitch, and I'm going to tell you right now. Here's a 2-0 pitch. That's a swing and a miss at a 89-mile-per-hour slider. Strike 1, 2, and 1. When you have a 2-0 count, when a pitcher throws 6 balls in a row, 7 balls, I'm very against, even if they give you a pitch to hit, swinging, because you have to make them earn strikes. You can't give them strikes, especially if it's a pitch that looks like a strike and goes like a ball. But with hitters like this, you have to give them a go. 2-1 pitch, misses outside again. Kirk is a framing specialist, but it's not making a difference now. So we're 1 ball away from having the bases loaded with Kyle Riley. And wouldn't it be amazing if Team USA could get off to a 3-0, 4-2, 1-0 lead against Mexico? Wouldn't that be great? So here comes a 3-1 pitch. It's going to miss low, ball 4. So 8 of his last 9 pitches have been balls. He's walked 2 after Judge's single. So 10 pitches, Judge single, 4 balls, 6 balls in a row. Throws a strike, 2 more balls. We have the bases loaded, 2 outs. The USA is threatening. And look, these are the opportunities where if you're US, you got to seize these moments. You got to. You can't have these opportunities and not come through. So Beretta, his first 2 batters looked very, very comfortable. Ever since he gave up that base hit to Judge, it's like everything's just completely changed with his countenance, with his poise, you say. First pitch swinging at an 86-mile-per-hour changeup is fouled back from Kyle Riley. He was trying to hit a grand slam and give the USA a quick lead. Hey, shout out to everybody that's on Twitch. I know that a lot of people are, looking for streams where they can physically see the game. Unfortunately, I'm not offering that right now, but I hope that the play-by-play, the interactions that I'm doing, you can enjoy it and feel the game with that. Here comes the 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, 0-2. So Beretta all of a sudden is 1 strike away from escaping this inning with no trouble. For the least, his pitch count is very high. He's already at 20 pitches and he's at danger. This shows that he can only maybe pitch maybe a third, 3 innings if he gets to it. 0-2. Oh, he swung. Strike 3. Wow. Beretta gets out of it, strikes Kyle Riley out with a non-competitive at-bat. And the one thing about this game, there's a lot of Mexico fans in this stadium. This game is in Houston, Texas. And Texas is close to Mexico. So close to New Mexico, close to Mexico. It's not far. So there's a lot of fans from the USA. So we're going to the top of the 2nd inning. USA has a golden opportunity, but they don't score. And this is where we say about they're facing a tougher team now. Mexico's not Great Britain, even though Great Britain played the first 4 to 5 innings very tough against the US. Brazil, they played the first 3 innings USA tough, but when you walk 17 people, you have no chance. Great Britain started off great, but when you have an opportunity and you don't score, or when, for example, Great Britain, their leadoff hitter 1 for 3. First pitch, schoolboy through, leadoff home run. 3 for 3. But when the rest of your lineup literally goes like, I don't know if it was 1 for 20, 1 for 30, something like that, or they didn't get a hit, you're not going to win games like that. So, but this game is a really big test for the USA. So shout out to everybody. We have people now on Twitch. We have people on YouTube. We have people that are watching us. And I hope that all of you can enjoy this game. I encourage you, leave your comments, your predictions. Maybe you don't have comments or predictions, but I had a comment on YouTube where at Star Wars 9918 gave me some baseball news. Pitcher, breaking news as of today, Phillies pitcher Jesus Luzardo agrees to a 5-year, $135 million extension. So, and he even gave the timestamp, 7:47 p.m. So that's amazing. Paul Skeens is back on the bump. And if you have some baseball news, if you need to update me about something that just happened, update me. I know that this is the World Baseball Classic, but this is something that I plan to be doing even for the MLB season. And I would love for this to be a place where we can talk baseball, talk scenarios. You can share your favorite team, favorite moments. You can share free agent action. You can share what happened. You can share your predictions. What do you think? Who's going to win the World Baseball Classic? Let your voice be heard. It's quote unquote a slogan that I'm throwing out there. Let your voice be heard. Leave your comments, because I know that there's people that there's some people that they're not that type of person to leave comments, and that's okay. But there are some people that they say, I would like to leave comments, but they're shy or whatnot. Feel free. Here comes the pitch to Alejandro Kirk from Paul Skeens. 96-mile-per-hour sinker, strike 1. Paul Skeens is looking really good to start off this game. And I say this could be one of those games. USA has won both games, the first 2 blowout fashion. This could be a game that's actually a nail biter. 0-1 pitch is going to miss outside. 97 4, seam fastball, 1 ball, and 1 strike. So this game, Mexico and the U.S., you see, they have the Air Force. The people from the U.S. Air Force are at this game, and that's really, really awesome to see them there. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 97-mile-per-hour sinker. Man, throwing a sinker 97 miles per hour it's like if you don't guess right, and that's a big part of baseball. 1.96 ERA through 55 starts. That's the lowest live ball era ERA since 1920. Literally more 106 years Paul Skeens is doing something historic. 1-2 didn't go. Sweeper, his first sweeper of the game. The count is 2-2. And I like what Paul Skeens said. Paul Skeens said that the US has to assert dominance. Assert dominance. And look, he's not dodging the smoke. The US, it's championship or bust always. 2-2 pitch, popped up, fouled, out of play, 98-mile-per-hour sinker. They're going to do it again at 2-2. So Paul Skeens is already up to 23 pitches. This could mean that him getting through 4 is 100% a bonus, you know? But you don't get a lot. And now that's the question. Here's the question. Okay, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Alejandro Kirk helped them out there chasing a way high fastball. He was expecting a breaking pitch for sure with that swing because he swung at a pitch that was not even close. So what a job fooling him there, thinking he's going to get a breaking pitch, gets a high fastball, and he couldn't hold up. So 1 away for Paul Skeens and Team USA. Now Mexico here, if I'm not mistaken, Roddy Tellez. Big dude here. If he catches one, he's like Daniel Vogelback. If he were to hit one, catch it, that ball's going to travel. Yeah, they're showing the replay of the strikeout for Alejandro Kirk. Really, really high. So here's the 1-0 pitch coming from Paul Skeens. That's going to be called the strike with a 94-mile-per-hour splitter. So far, I really like Paul Skeens' pitch selection. He's not throwing a lot of fastballs. He's throwing a lot of sinkers. He's throwing a lot of splitters. Now, and I will say this is why this is a treat for me. I'm going to tell you right now. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle, 98, strike 2, swinging and missing. I don't get to see a lot of Paul Skeens. I see him when he pitches against the Mets, Yankees, or primetime games, which the Pirates, unfortunately, they don't get a lot of primetime games. So I don't see him pitch a lot. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And we got 2 quick outs for Paul Skeens and Team USA. His 3rd strikeout of the game. So I don't see Paul Skeens a lot. So I'm actually, now, it's not going to be a full game's worth, but I'm actually getting an opportunity to see him pitch. If Team USA wins this game and they advance, today is what? Monday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. He would need 4 days of rest. I don't know if Team USA would play Friday or Saturday. Here's the next pitch, strike. Now, I don't think you would pitch Paul Skeens in the quarterfinals. I think you would give that game to Logan Webb. Being honest, being realistic, you would put Logan Webb in that game because, you know, you need to save Skeens for the semifinals or the finals. It's something you can't risk. Here is the 0-1 pitch, hit well to center field, but this stadium, Byron Buxton has a ton of space. That's going to do it. A 1-2-3 inning. USA is going to be coming up in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So what a start for Paul Skeens and Team USA. So, you know, USA winning this game, I don't know if they would play. This is why the schedule has to unfold. The last games of pool play where everything will officially be decided is Wednesday, but it could maybe be decided tomorrow. Maybe even tomorrow with some eliminations. But you know, the USA is who would their pitchers be? Who would they pitch in that first game if it's Friday? Paul Skeens, I believe he would need 4 days rest. He wouldn't be able to pitch. Paul Skeens wouldn't be able to pitch. My bet is Logan Webb. What I did hear too, if USA makes the finals, Nolan McLean was online to pitch that game. And I'm going to be honest with you. If Nolan McLean pitches that game, that is going to be extremely hype and exciting. So I am absolutely hoping USA makes it to the final and I could see Nolan McLean from the New York Mets pitch that game because that will, you know, that will be amazing. and I'm excited for that. So feel free, leave your predictions, leave your comments. Who do you think is gonna win? Who do you want to win? What is your expectations for the World Baseball Classic? Are you going Team USA? Are you going Mexico? Are you going Team Japan, Korea? Who are you rooting for in the World Baseball Classic? You can leave there. I just put a comment there. I pinned it. So on YouTube, you can feel free to leave a comment there and be able to, see what it is that, be able to feel free to speak your mind and whatnot. So Mexico so far, they have two quick 1, 2, 3 innings, no hits. USA has one hit in the game so far. And we are now about to be back with USA coming up. What a game this is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be a high scoring game though, for sure not. I think it's gonna be a real low scoring game. I think it's gonna be a good game, but it's not gonna be a high scoring game. That I'm pretty confident about that. And hey, let's see. What are your predictions? My prediction, all right. I'm predicting USA is gonna win because I predicted USA is gonna go 4-0, and I'm not gonna back out from that. My prediction, they're gonna win a good game, but they're gonna win 6-3. That's my prediction. That's my prediction. USA will win this game 6-3. It's 0-0 right now. We're in the bottom of the second. Roman Anthony is up. Here's his first pitch. He sees strike one, 92 mile per hour, four-seam fastball. So the difference in pitchers, Beretta's not throwing that harsh. This is the hardest pitch I've seen him throw at 92. But here's the 0-1 pitch and another 87 mile per hour slider, this time strike two. So down 0-2 very quickly. So you don't have to throw hard to be successful. Now, it's good to throw in at least the 90s, but if you can mix your pitches, if you can, switch it up, you have a big opportunity right there to really impact a game and be dominant. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Misses inside 1-2. And when I say dominant, maybe keeping hitters off balance. Not dominant, overpowering people, but dominant in a sense where, your people are not, they can't get a good grip off of you. They can't get a good field off of you. They're not seeing the ball well. Beretta's working really slow. 1-2 pitch. Misses low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. That is the count. So USA, in case you missed, they are 2-0. And they have another game tomorrow versus Team Italy. Tomorrow will be their last game. So here is the 2-2 pitch. It is going to miss low. So what an at bat by Roman Anthony to be patient, to not chase. And that is absolutely important because, look, there are some pitches that they were never going to be a strike. But when a hitter is anxious, 3-2 pitch, misses low. What a job working a walk after getting down 0-2. And Beretta, he's walked 3 of the last 5 hitters. So after retiring the first 2, a little bit shaky. So here we are with that. And I want to, for you to understand that when a hitter is anxious, they mess themselves up at times because they don't allow things to come to them. Here's the pitch to Byron Buxton. That's going to miss again. So another ball. So once again, he's thrown 5 balls in a row. He got up 0-2 on Roman Anthony, throws 5 balls in a row. So something's up with him in that regard. He's not as sharp. But hey, when you don't have it, if you could keep your team in the game, that's all you can ask. Roman Anthony's taking a little lead off. That's a strike. He finds the zone with the 87 mile per hour slider. It is 1 ball and 2 strikes. You that are on Twitch, you could see some of my social medias. You that are on Instagram, you can see right here some of my social media platforms. I'm on Twitch. I have to update it so you can see my Twitch. Those of you that are on YouTube, the 1-1 pitch, that is hit well to center field. Duran is there though. Duran is really fast. He runs it down. That's going to be the first out of this inning. And this is one thing. Look, one of the only times I have seen a hitter in Astro Stadium, which is now Daikin Park, hit a ball absolutely crushed to center field was, I forgot his name from the Houston Astros, Alvarado. I believe his name is Alvarado. That's for sure his name. He hit in the World Series, what, game 6 versus the Phillies, the game clinching game. He hit an absolute bomb of a home run to the upper deck, dead center. Bryce Terang swings at the first pitch, fouls it off, strike one. That's the only time. Every Bryce Terang's off to a really good start. He's 3 for 6 in the World Baseball Classic. No home runs, 4 RBIs. So that's the only time I've seen a hitter absolutely demolish a ball in this, in this game, in this stadium. So let's see the 0-1 pitch right now. Here it is. It's gonna miss outside, 1-1. So yeah, Beretta, he's already at 32 pitches. It could mean that maybe he'll get the third inning, maybe the fourth. His pitch count is definitely high to start off this game. And the USA is one more batter from the top of the order. 1-1 pitch, misses again up high. So hey, the US has to be patient and they have to capitalize on this. Capitalize on what? He's throwing a lot of balls. He is throwing a lot of balls. And if you're a team that, the pitcher's throwing a lot of balls, you got to capitalize. You got to be able to take advantage of that. So the 2-1, okay, we get a timeout called. That's the first timeout. Okay, so Bryce Terang steps in again. Here is the 2-1 pitch. And Barreto, he's working very, very slow. Very, very slow. Here is the next pitch. That is going to get the zone, strike 2. So far, umpires doing a good job. He's not missing calls. It looks like they got a really good umpire. I mean, up to this point, I'm going to make a video very soon emphasizing that the World Baseball Classic needs the ABS because some of the calls that the umpires have been getting. Now, I know it will slow the game down. 2-2 pitch, foul away. Do it again. I know that the ABS could slow games down, but it would at least make the calls go right. Whereas there have been an extreme amount of terrible calls in the World Baseball Classic. And for me, it's unacceptable. You can't have a product for the world and, it's not going. 2-2 pitch, misses, 3-2. Another full count pitch. Another full count. So you can't have a worldwide event like this and, kind of have it in a mediocre way. It's unacceptable. And when I say mediocre, with umpires missing many, many calls. The 3-2 pitch to Bryce Terang, it is about to come. Here it is. Fouls it away. Roman Anthony was running on the pitch. And they're making Beretta work. That ball, I believe that would have been called strike 3. And he did a good job of staying alive with that ball right there. So, it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one how they're making him work, but it's also interesting how, he's out of not really in the zone. The 3-2 pitch, that is hit well. And foul. Just foul. If it would have been fair, it wouldn't have been a home run, but very close to being gone towards right field. In this stadium, it's 326 feet to right field. And I want to see to try something as well later on throughout the stream, showing more highlights of the game, showing people what it is that's going on. So that people could be able to see the things that are going on. But I have to see how would that work. The 3-2 pitch, hit again, past the first baseman, and USA is going to have first and third. Or are they going to send him home? Roman Anthony's going home. Play at the plate. He is out. I think that was a beautiful relay by Mexico, but I think you may have to challenge this one because I think he got the foot in there. Let's see what's about to happen. What a beautiful relay by Team Mexico. I don't like sending Roman Anthony on that play, to be honest. I didn't like it, but I think you have to challenge this if you're Team USA. And I don't know how many challenges each team will get. Let us see here real fast. Yeah, I think they're going to take a look at it. Let us see. For me, I think the foot got in there. The ball got there first. But for me, I saw Alejandro Kirk's tag go more ahead, where I feel like he missed it, and I feel like the foot slid under the tag. Yeah, Roman Anthony is not fast like that. I don't think that they should have said, oh, they're not challenging it. Wow. 0-2 pitch. Here's the first pitch. So USA has 2 outs. They have a runner on second. Yeah. Let us see. He was out. Never mind. He was out. Yeah. But I don't like sending Roman Anthony there. I didn't like that call. That ball's also going to miss. It's 2-0. So I don't like it because you had second and third. Houston's known for not being a big park, and the relays are a little bit easier, especially towards left field, even though this went to right. But it didn't get to the wall all the way. Let's see here. It's a 2-0 pitch. Did he go? I think he went. He went. 2 balls, 1 strike. So I don't like it because you have Bobby Witt Jr. coming on deck. You have 1 out. A sacrifice fly could get the lead. But, swinging at that pitch, I kind of don't like. I mean, I don't like sending him from third, and especially he wasn't a fast runner. 2-1 pitch. Bobby Witt Jr. fouls it back. So we got to remember, look, Team USA has the expectation that they're going to win. They're showing a stat. Bobby Witt Jr. since 2024, 395 hits. The most hits in more than Ohtani, more than Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and more than Luis Arias. So Bobby Witt Jr. is a stud. But we got to remember for the USA players. Now, I'll tell you after this 2-2 pitch. 43 pitches already for Beretta. Maybe could be his last inning, the third. 2-2 pitch. That ball's hit pretty well. Way back. But Duran has space at the 399 marker. That's why I didn't like them sending him. Because if you didn't send him, sacrifice fly, USA is leading 1-0. So that's 2 innings in a row where the USA has wasted opportunities. 2 innings. We're going to the 3rd inning right now. And yeah, these are the things that if you're USA, you can't be making these mistakes. First inning, Kyle Riley, bases loaded, 2 outs. Non-competitive at bat. Non-competitive. 3 pitches, struck out. And now you have a base hit by Bryce Terang. The bottom of the order does its job, setting the table for the top of the order. The third base coach sends a slow-footed runner in Roman Anthony and gets thrown out. It was a close play, but gets thrown out. You shoot yourself in the foot. So I don't like that send because right after Bobby Witt Jr. hits a deep ball, almost a home run, but it would have been a sacrifice fly. Now, 2 innings in a row, USA gets nothing. So I don't like that. The USA has to clean that up. But I was going to go to the point of there's no excuses. Because while it's spring training for the US, it's spring training for players in the DR. It's spring training for players in Japan, Venezuela. Every team, it's spring training. It's spring training. We got on YouTube at Michelle-N3S WSG score prediction. I'm not sure what WSG. My bad. I gotta get better at learning the. I don't know if that's what's good or my bad if I don't fully understand. But WSG, what's good? Maybe something like that. Score prediction. So my score prediction is the US is gonna win 6-3. That's my prediction for this game. Not too sure how, but let's see. Let's see what's gonna happen. Huh? What's your prediction? You don't know? My wife is giving me. I'm just copying what you're saying. Oh, she's copying me right now. She knows I'm live, but okay. She wants to be part of it. You want to come show yourself? No. My gosh. So USA is playing Mexico. Who you go for? Mexico. Oh my gosh. My goodness. My goodness. What's good? What's good? So here is the pitch from Paul Skeens. Ties him up. Did he go? He did not go. 1 ball, no strikes. Oh, okay, Michele. My bad. How you doing? Hope all is well. No practice today? Hope all is well with you, huh? That ball's hit high in the air. Bobby Witt Jr. is running from it. Does he have space? Just ran out of room. 0-2. So the first pitch actually was a strike. 0-2 is the count. No practice today. so they're talking now. They're having an interview with the manager from Mexico, and they're noticing that Paul Skeens is not throwing much fastballs. And you just came back up. That's true. It's actually your time of practice is actually done. I'm used to here's the 0-2 pitch. He didn't go 1-2. You're right. I'm used to going home after after 10, after the later practice, so I don't fully. I know that you guys get, you guys finish earlier. So the 1-2 pitch from Paul Skeens, here it is, fouled into his foot, 97-mile-per-hour sinker. So they were having an interesting conversation, the manager of Mexico, realizing that Paul Skeens he's throwing a lot of all-speed pitches. And I was talking about spring training. We are in spring training. We're in spring training for everybody. So that excuse, all but the USA is spring training, that excuse doesn't fly. Everybody's in spring training. So the first 2 innings, I don't like the US, or not the US, but decisions. 1-2 pitch, fouled past towards the third base direction. Gonna do it again at 1-2. So Skeens is at 35 pitches. The max he could go is 30, but I don't know what's the limit USA would go in the sake of for rest reasons, which they may let him go the whole 65 so that he could pitch maybe the semifinal game Sunday or Monday. 1-2 pitch, misses outside with a sweeper. So yeah, USA is gonna play Italy tomorrow, and it's spring training, so there's no excuses. But 2 big mistakes for the US to start off the game. First inning, second inning. Kyle Riley's not more of a mistake. It's more of a not a good at bat, a really bad at bat, coming up with the bases loaded, 2 outs, facing a pitcher that doesn't overpower. 2-2, misses outside, 3-2. So yeah, Kyle Riley faced the pitcher. He faced a pitcher that's not throwing hard. His hardest pitch is 92. And he just allowed himself to be fooled. That's just the reality. He was fooled. He didn't put a competitive at bat. So the 3-2 pitch from Paul Skeens, here it is. Swing and a miss with a 98-mile-per-hour sinker. Another strikeout for Paul Skeens. And he, as I said, he's throwing a lot of sinkers, a lot of breaking pitches, off-speed pitches in this game. And the sinker is a elusive pitch. It starts off as a strike, coming at you fast, looks like a fastball, and it just goes down on you. So here comes the first pitch to Lane Thomas. He's 4 for 7 in the World Baseball Classic. First pitch from Skeen, 93-mile-per-hour splitter, swing and a miss, strike 1. Or Alec Thomas, my bad. He's 4 for 7, hitting .571, 1 home run, 5 RBIs in the World Baseball Classic. So let us see here right now, Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens is looking really, really sharp to start off this game. Really, really sharp. And we've seen Mexico and Brazil. I'll tell you after. 0-1 pitch, misses low, 1-1. Paul Skeens is looking really sharp. But the thing is with this game, 1 run, 2 runs can make the difference. My score prediction 6-3. I predict US will win 6-3. But you don't want to be leaving runs out there. Because a 1-run game, 1-1 pitch, strike to 89-mile-per-hour changeup. Wow. Changeup. Talking about 98 sinker to 89 changeup. Wow. So let's see the 1-2 pitch and we'll make a comment thereafter. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss with another 89-mile-per-hour changeup. Another strikeout for Skeens. 42 pitches. This could be his last inning, but I also think there's a chance he would come out for the 4th inning if he could finish this cleanly. So Skeens is looking really good. He's throwing a lot of off-speed pitches, but the U.S. has to capitalize. They cannot make some mistakes that they've made. And Mexico played Great Britain in a really tough game. Here's the pitch. That is hit. The second baseman has it. And oh boy, so wow. Ah, boy. So what happened? A routine play. Routine play hit to the second baseman. It's ruled an error. Routine play. They have a runner on. All right, let me not say a routine play, but a play that should be made. Having to go across his body and throw across his body. Not a good throw. And yeah, not a good throw, but Bryce Harper should catch that ball. Not a good throw at all. But Bryce Harper got glove on it. Bryce Harper should catch that ball. It ends up being an error. Mexico has their first base runner, and now we are back to the top of the order. Or, yeah, we're going now to the top of the order. So, what could have been a 1-2-3 inning, not a good play on the second baseman and first baseman side. Both should have made better plays. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Duran is up 1-0. 0-0 pitch 1-0. And not only does that mess up an error to give Mexico a chance at the top of the order, but now you're gonna have Skeens have a throw a few more pitches. What if he throws now 5 more pitches? You may lose him for the 4th inning. So something like that's really important. 1-0 pitch. That is hit well. It's going to be a base hit in front of Judge. And right now, Mexico has first and second. They got Judge. They got him. What a throw by Judge. How dare him go on Judge? What? My bad. I was just about to say that Mexico was going to have first and second because in my head, you are not going first and third. No way you're going first and third. But a single from Duran hit to right. Judge plays it on a hop. One hop and throws a dart to third base to get him at third, and that's going to end the inning. So what a throw by Judge there to pick up his teammates. And, what I will say is this. I'm surprised that they went on Judge, but it also makes sense. If you follow baseball, you know that Aaron Judge had problems with his throwing elbow last season. Really bad throwing elbow to the point where you would literally see him lobbing the ball. So, now from the Yankees playing in October, November, December, January, February, 4 months, 5 months of being able to rehab, rest, that can do wonders. And he didn't get a surgery. So he had 5 months to have gotten the surgery. He didn't get the surgery. So, that shows something right there that he didn't need it. I have a visitor as well. Let me see. We have a visitor, Mr. Kai, my dog. He's here in the building. He is here, and he is a special visitor coming to see. What's up, sir? Mr. Kai. I can't pick him up because he doesn't like when you pick him up a certain way. So I'm not going to pick him up, but I will at least, put my hands down. Where he's at? Oh, he's right next.
He's eating your crumbs.
I don't have crumbs on the floor. There's no crumbs here.
Okay, come here. You're going to get dizzy.
So, yeah, that was a really nice play by Aaron Judge there. I'm shocked. Off the bat, I'm saying there's no way you're sending him first to third. No way. Especially with Randy or Rosarena coming up. Because it wasn't one of those balls that looks like a first to third ball. Didn't look. But I guess they challenged Judge because they knew about the struggle of his arm. The scouting report, they wanted to test it. And Judge passed the test, making a great throw and, getting that out there. So it's still 0-0. We're going to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Already this game is on another level. It's way more entertaining. Mexico, wow, did they rule that a hit for Mexico? From what I'm seeing here, they ruled that error. First they ruled it an error, but now it's looking like they ruled it as a hit. Mexico's having a new pitcher. They have Cruz in the game. I'll tell you the first name right now. He has Jesus on his belt. I don't know if that's his first name or, yeah, I believe that's his first name. Jesus Cruz. I've gone to Mexico one time in my life, actually. I went there, and it was an amazing experience. Amazing experience, humbling experience. You learn new things when you go new places. You learn about new cultures, new ways of life. And it even teaches you how to be grateful for the things that you have. Because we can't be ungrateful for the things we have. So, learns a lot. So, Bryce Harper's up. Here's the pitch. First pitch swinging. 89-mile-per-hour slider. Fouls it back. Strike 1. So, hey, Manny Barreda wasn't sharp, but he did the job. He got the 2 outs. He got the 2 innings clean. Mexico's in this ball game. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Bryce Harper. Inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Let us see here. There's 2 good games going on tonight, which is Mexico, USA, Cuba, Puerto Rico, 1-1. And these games have really big implications. With whoever wins these 2 games tonight will advance. Now, there's another game going on with Venezuela and Nicaragua. I'm going to give a score update soon. But Venezuela already clinched. They're in the next round. Nicaragua, unfortunately, they're already eliminated. So it could be a good game, but 2-1 pitch here, swings at a high fastball, 2-2. So, that game could be a really good game. It's just more of, it doesn't have that playoff implications in it for the sake of, there's eliminations already. But Venezuela's winning 4-0 versus Nicaragua. 2-2 pitch. Bryce Harper hits it off the pitcher, and that's going to be a leadoff single because it goes into no man's land, and the USA has a leadoff run. And yeah, you could see Jesus Cruz got hit really, really hard there. That ball hit him extremely hard. And for those of you that are baseball players or not, if you're a baseball player, a pitcher. Let me look at the replay real fast. It hit, bang, hit him. Did it hit him right on the knee? It may have hit him right on the knee. Wow. Yeah, I think it hit him right on the knee. Or the foot, somewhere around the foot or the knee, but and I think it was his plant foot, so he's trying to walk it off right now. But yeah, for you that don't play baseball, let us see. They're showing the replay one more time. It hit, right off the ankle, right off that bone area. Oof, that's a tough place right there to be hit. The bone area by the ankle. For anybody that pitches, you know how you got to be ready in that position. Now, he didn't look ready in his position. And for my young players, in case of teammates of the kids that I coach, in case one of you are watching, he got hit hard, but he wasn't in the best position to field it. And you got to give some claps because he's looking all right. Always got to show sportsmanship. But he's going to make a few tests. But, hey, that's a hard place to hit. But he wasn't in the best position to field that baseball. He wasn't. Looks okay. Throwing 91. Let's see here. Here is the next pitch. He's throwing 92 miles per hour. Already Mexico has somebody in the bullpen ready to go if needed. They're giving him, this is third warm-up pitch, 82 mile per hour slider. I believe he's going to be good to remain in the game. Let us see here. Without a doubt, he's going to feel the pain. Maybe because of the adrenaline, he can keep going, but I'll be surprised if he throws a second, third inning because that ball hit him square on the ankle. If you don't play baseball, if you pitch, like I saw somebody playing softball, and softball, the hits that you see with these baseballs, because it's slow pitch. For some leagues, it's slow pitch. So mostly you're going to get smoked. Aaron Judge is up. Let's see his at bat. Here's the pitch. Misses low, 1 ball, no strike. So if you play slow pitch, I saw a video where a person they have to wear masks, protection as they pitch because they're exposed. And I have like one of those, let's see the 1-0 pitch. Judge swings and misses 1-1. It's one of those screens that you pitch and it covers you. He wasn't covered well. Puerto Rico's up 3-0, by the way. Let's go. Puerto Rico's up 3-0. I hope they could seal the deal. If they win this game, it's going to be extremely huge. Here is the 1-1 pitch. Misses. Judge lays off. 2 balls, 1 strike. So Judge, what a job by him. So if you're a pitcher, if you don't know about pitching, a pitcher is exposed all the time. The best thing you want to at least do is finish your pitch in the best fielding position possible. Of course, you can't always control what's going to happen, though. 2-1 pitch. Judge goes to left field. Way back. And it is gone. Aaron Judge hits a 2-run shot. His second of the World Baseball Classic. And USA leads 2-0. Aaron Judge has done a clutch moment for the USA. Let's go. Let's go. I'm telling you. For the semifinals, of course, USA making my guy Nolan McLean. For the quarterfinals, the semifinals, you that are with me, you're going to get a different experience in the World Baseball Classic. You're seeing my lives now. You're seeing how it is. But these next days, I'm really going to prepare some nice effects. Here's Kyle Schwarber. That's going to be a strike. I'm going to prepare some nice effects, some nice things so you could really the enjoy the games, enjoy more. Let's go, Judge. 0-1 pitch to Schwarber. Schwarber hits it. It's going to be a base hit. And the USA has another hit. They have a man on first base, Schwarber. So, hey, Cruz, he may not pitch much longer because getting hit off the ankle, look, it's a tough spot, but, you know, you gotta, he's not getting outs right now. But Aaron Judge took it opposite field. I absolutely love the swing. I absolutely love the approach. And this is for my young hitters. Stop trying to pull everything. Take the ball the opposite field. Here's the pitch to Bregman. Misses up high, 1-0. Take the ball the other way. Take it the other way. Take it the other way. Hit the ball to center. Take what the pitcher's giving you. When the opportunity comes to pull, you do it. But, you know, take it. Show it. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's going to be a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. So, Alex Bregman's up. He walked in his first appearance, his first at bat. Hey, USA's up 2-0. This is, but as I was saying in that regard, we're gonna tell the 1-1 pitch, and I'll tell you right after the 1-1 pitch. That is gonna be chopped and fouled away 1-2. You that are with me, I am gonna be doing better effects, sound effects, things that are gonna make you have a better experience when home runs happen, when you know. It's going to make you feel like you're watching a game more. You're going to see how it's going to be. So here's the 1-2 pitch. Bregman hits it well, but that's going to go way foul. And they're going to do it again at 1-2. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitch, on YouTube. I appreciate all of you being here. Venezuela's leading 4-0. Puerto Rico's leading 2-0 in the bottom second. Venezuela's in the bottom eighth. USA is now leading 2-0 in the bottom of the third. They have a man on first, no outs, 1-2 count. Alex Bregman is up. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Good layoff by Bregman. We got a 2-2 count. So, you know, I'm really excited for that as the games go on, the quarterfinals, semifinal. Even if let's say USA didn't make it to the quarterfinals, the final 8, I'm still gonna look. Here's the 2-2 pitch, high, 3-2. So 1 ball away from a walk. Even if USA, I root for USA. I'm rooting for them, number one. But if they didn't make it to the quarterfinals, I still plan on streaming the games. And I want to, starting effective tomorrow, Friday the latest, really have some nice things to show for new streams. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3. Got Bregman there. So that's going to be the first out of the inning. That was a nice pitch. He didn't give in. And this is how you beat Team USA in the sense of at Star Wars 9918 being slow. What do you mean being slow by that? You know, by that, this is how you beat Team USA. You beat them by switching it up on them, keeping them off balance. Kyle Riley's up and he gets hit. So USA now has runners in first and second. He gets hit around the midsection. And I will say this, Mexico was a team involved in one of the biggest, if not the only biggest brawl in the World Baseball Classic. So he kind of gives him a look. Kyle Riley gives him a look back, you know, like that anger. Getting hit with a ball, I'm telling you, it hurts. It hurts a lot getting hit with a pitch. And as a hitter, there's not much you can do to get out of the way of it. There's not much. You can get out of the way sometimes, but often you cannot get out the way. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Here's the pitch to Roman Anthony. Strike 1. Roman Anthony was walked in his first appearance. He was thrown out at home, which a call that I didn't agree sending him there. But hey, USA's up now, threatening for more. 0-1 pitch. That ball's hit pretty well. Way back. And that ball's gone. Roman Anthony hits an absolute bomb. And the USA now leads 5-0. Let's go. USA is now up by a good amount. 5-0. Let's touch them all. USA is up. And They are doing something that they haven't done to Mexico. Have themselves a substantial lead. I was talking to you, Mexico and USA in 2006, 20 years ago, USA won in the first game 2-0. In the second game, in the time that they played, Mexico won 2-1. The third game, Cruz wiped out. We have a new pitcher. So Cruz getting hit in the ankle just didn't work out for him. Uh, Mexico beat the US 2-1 the second time they played. In 2013, 13 years ago, they played, Mexico won 5-2. So that means in 3 games up to that point, USA scored 5 runs. They've scored 5 runs in 3 innings, or 2 1/3. 2 1/3. Yes, sir. We got Thomas Tumble 80-50. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Gotta flex on them. So USA, in the first 3 games that they played Mexico, they scored 5 runs. In this 2 1/3 inning, they've already scored 5 runs. They've done something. Now, they lost that game 5-2. They played them in 2023. They lost 11-5. So they scored a little more, but their pitching got torched. And let me go back to that game. Let me see here. What was the box? So in case you don't know, I'm Sammy from Higher Expectation Sports. I don't have a producer. Everything you see here, I do it myself. I prepare everything myself. I do everything. So there's moments where I go silent, where you don't hear me because I'm maybe looking down. I'm trying to edit something and trying to make the most out of everything that I'm doing. So just for all of you to know. But okay, so the US game in 2023, Mexico was up 2-0. USA came back 1-2. Mexico goes up 3-1. Mexico goes up 7-1. Mexico 7-2. Mexico goes up 11-2 in the 8th inning. And, USA responds with 3 runs in the 8th, 11-5. But at one point in that game, the USA was trailing 11-2 in 2023 against Mexico. So they've already done something today that they haven't done ever against Mexico. Have a 5-run lead. So let's go, USA. Let's go. Let's take this dub today. Let's take this dub. Let's send them home because USA has the team that needs to do this to make this happen. So we're back. Byron Buxton takes the pitch, swings at a ball, but it's gonna be strike 1, 0-1. Byron Buxton, his first at bat, hit the ball really well, but fortunately to center field, you have to hit it more than really well. He's 0-1 with a fly out. The 0-1 pitch, swings at the same exact pitch. It is going to be 0-2. So the U.S. offense, 6 plate appearances, 2 home runs, 5 runs. In case you missed it, a 2-run home run by Judge, a 3-run home run just moments ago by Roman Anthony, and the U.S. is up to a 5-0 lead off of Cruz. Jesus Cruz, who got hit in the ankle. Here's the 0-2 pitch. This time he lays off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jesus Cruz got hit on the ankle with a line drive from Bryce Harper. From there, Bryce Harper hit the ball hard. Everybody hit the ball hard off of him. 1-2 pitch. That is going to be a ball, 2-2. So Alejandro Kirk is the frame master. He frames unbelievably, but he's not getting those calls. And framing is an art. It's a crazy art, And here's the 2-2 pitch. Byron Buxton lays off, so we're going to 3-2. We got a comment from Thomas Tumble 80-50. USA versus DR. Who wins? Who you want to win? You tell me who you want to win. Who do you want to win? Let's see what your thoughts. 3-2 pitch. Swings at a high ball, but fouls it back. 1. We're going to do it again, 3-2. Now, look, that's a pick'em game, but I believe the USA will win. That's my prediction. Now, it's not going to be an easy game, but I believe the U.S. will win that game. That's my prediction, The 3-2 pitch, popped them up. Is that going to go? It's out of play. 3-2, they're going to do it again. So Byron Buxton making the pitcher work. 7 pitches already. The 8th pitch is coming. Here we come. The pitch clock being in the World Baseball Classic is absolutely a must. I like it. but they need to have the ABS in the World Baseball Classic. Here is the pitch. Strike three. Buxton chases. He struck out on pitches that he swung at, three pitches. Pretty much every pitch he swung at in this at bat was a ball. Just couldn't chase. DR. Oh my gosh. My goodness. Can't believe that. And I know why. It's because the USA beat Canada in hockey. It's okay though. Don't worry. I didn't want to remind you about that, but let me see. I'm gonna put the highlight on later for USA beating Canada. It's alright though. Canada got next time in hockey. Next time. Here's the pitch. That's low, 1-0. Nah, I'm just messing around. But hey, I wouldn't be surprised if DR won, but it would be one of those games. Because the thing about baseball is anybody can win. You know, it's one of those sports where, you know, a 1-0 pitch, 2-0 pitch. It's now 2-0. You know, baseball is the type of sport like that. Anybody can be beaten on a given day. So, you know, you have to be able to adjust to stuff like that. But I would be going for the US. So the 2-0 pitch is coming. Here it is. Popped up. Is that going to stay fair? Yes, it's in fair territory. Deep to left, but Arozarena's there. Makes the play. But the US makes a statement in the third inning. They make an absolute statement with a home run by Aaron Judge, a 2-run shot, and a 3-run shot by the young stud, the young star to come, Roman Anthony. So let's go USA, and we are going to the fourth inning. We're going to go in a few moments now to the Puerto Rico and Cuba game. I look forward to doing that game and doing the ending of Nicaragua and Venezuela, because you know that's the last time that Nicaragua was going to be playing. I made a prediction that Nicaragua was going to get their first win. It's not looking good. They're Jose Buto's pitching for Venezuela. That's an ex-Met right there. Okay, so Nicaragua's down 0-0-4-0, and it's not looking good for them. They're looking to go 0-4 once again in the World Baseball Classic. Unfortunately, I was really pulling for them, really hoping for them to get themselves a win, and it just hasn't, it just hasn't worked out for them. Just hasn't turned out what they could do. So we're on Venezuela-Nicaragua game right now. Here is the 0-1 pitch from Buto. It's going to miss up high, 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm going to update my social medias because I actually have Twitch now. We're live streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So I'm going to upload there so that you can all be able to see. So here's the 1-1 pitch. That is going to be grounded towards the first baseman. It's a fair ball. Oh, no, it's a foul ball there. Let me see. My name on Twitch is Higherexpectations33. I was trying to change it, but unfortunately I couldn't change it because the, how you call it, when you put a name, they don't allow you to change it again for 30 or 60 days, something along the lines of that. And I'm in that window now because I literally created a Twitch. I created a Twitch maybe 2 weeks ago, something like that. And I just started streaming Saturday, like really streaming on it. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That ball's hit pretty well, deep to center, but it's going to be caught. We're going to go back now to the USA game, and Venezuela and DR this Wednesday. That's going to be a game to watch. That is going to be a game to watch. Let me see right here. Okay, so yeah, we got Twitch right there. Okay, all right, we could go right here. All right. Here's the pitch. Oh, Paul Skeens is in the game still. Nice. I really like that. First pitch he throws is a ball. Wow. So I'm happy with that. He's in. This is most likely gonna be his last inning of work. 1 ball, no strikes from Paul Skeens. Here's the next pitch. Ooh, way over his head. And some pitches feel like message pitches. They hit Kyle Riley. That ball was a little over Randy Arozarena's head, and 2-0's the count. Here's the pitch. That's gonna be a strike, a high strike with a 97-mile-per-hour sinker. Strike 1. Higher expectation. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Popped up, and that's going to be fouled out of play. Let us put here Expectations 33. So very soon my Twitch name is gonna change. I'm updating my social media bar. You can see here my social media bar. I'm updating that. The 2-2 pitch way outside. It's gonna be a 3-2. I'm updating that so that on Twitch I think it's in a same location, but I'm updating it there so that you can be able to see my Twitch and you can check it out there. 2-2 pitch, strike 3. Look, I think that was a ball. I think that was a ball. 6 strikeouts for Paul Skeens, and we're only in the top of the 4th. 6, he's gotten 10 outs. 6 of them are strikes. Now, I will say this. Let's see the pitch. Look, that was a ball. I'm not going to be biased. I'm rooting for the USA. That was a ball. I'm not going to be biased in that regard. That was a ball. Come on, Blue. Do better. Here's the pitch. Misses outside. Look, I need to 100% make the video. World Baseball Classic needs ABS. It's what needs to happen because we got the umpire yelling with somebody in the dugout, which I don't blame him because it was a ball. And if you're Mexico now, you're down 5-0. He's still arguing with him, still yelling at him. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Paul Skeens is up to 52 pitches. Without a doubt, this is his last inning. Here's the 1-0 high, 2-0. So it's 5-0. Mexico needs all they could get. They need the base runner. So if a ball is hit, if it's 3-2 and a ball is thrown, but it's called a strike, I will be mad as well. Here's the 2-0, 3-0. So the umpires for the World Baseball Classic have been horrible. I'm sorry. I don't like calling people out like that. I don't like that. I'm going to be honest. I don't. Because if a person that calls people out, 3-0 pitch, it's going to be there. Oh, boy. 4-pitch walk. So that is like the umpires like, I'm going to give you a base runner. I'm going to give you a walk there. So we got Clevenger in the bullpen for Team USA. Skeens, he's down to his last 10 pitches. Are they going to give him these 10 pitches? 39 strikes for Paul Skeens, 16 balls. A really good ratio. He's walked 2, so it hasn't been the dynamite pinpoint sharpness, but he's been really good. So here is the first pitch to Paul Skeens. Hit. Bobby Witt Jr. Oh my gosh. What a play by Bobby Witt Jr. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Oh my goodness. An amazing. That's a base hit by most shortstops, just not Bobby Witt Jr. That's a base hit with most shortstops. Bobby Witt Jr., Lindor, probably not. Now, Alejandro Kirk was running. He knew he didn't have a fast runner. But what an absolute web gem. And the thing is, like, I'm seeing these and I'm reacting to it live, so I can't contain myself. You're seeing a nice play, you got to react to it. But Skeens got 9 pitches. Can he get one more out in 9 pitches and finish the 4th inning? Skeens is too nice. Thomas Tumbu, I 100% agree. He is electric. Here's the pitch. First one, 92-mile-per-hour splitter, strike. Wow. We're seeing Kirk run. Alejandro Kirk running is hilarious. Is absolutely hilarious. Thomas, I want to see you batting against Paul Skeens with him throwing 100 miles per hour. Would you do it? Here's the pitch. Strike 2. Paul Skeens needs one more strike to end. He's got 7 more pitches. No matter what, he can throw a max of 7 pitches because in the first round, pitchers can only throw 65 pitches in the World Baseball Classic. Let us see the pitch right here. The 0-2 pitch, here it is. Fouled away. We're going to do it again. So what a play there. Like those plays like that are plays that, they could change the momentum of a team. Like imagine they had first and second, 1 out. That means that Skeens is pretty much going to have to come out. And now you have a new pitcher. 1 3-run blast. you're back in the ball game. And hold on, here's 0-2. Strike three, Paul Skeens, another strikeout, his seventh. We are going to the bottom of the fourth, and Bobby Witt Jr., absolute electric. So now, see, that's the thing. Okay, Thomas, I agree. Beautiful defense. The first batter, Randy Arozarena, it was 3-2 pitch. That was a ball. The third pitch, the fourth pitch, like the strikeout pitch, it was a ball. Should have been a walk. It was called a strike. The next, and the umpire heard it from the manager of Mexico with right, because it was a horrible call by the umpire. It was a ball. So not only does he keep Skeens in the game, you miss the call. Then the next hitter, 4-pitch walk. So that's 2 on. That hit right there by Kirk, it was never going to be a double play. But if, let's say, Kirk hits that, you get the out at first, but we got second and third now. And maybe the shortstop has to play somewhere different because there's a runner, that you have to maybe respect. So it's the little things. And this is why I'm saying that the World Baseball Classic needs ABS. That's my opinion. The World Baseball Classic needs ABS because it's not, it's not something that's fair. And I'm telling you, if there's one thing that ruins baseball, it's really bad calls. So I'm going to go to a split screen right now. Can I do a split screen? I'm trying to do a split screen. Do they have it available? I don't think, no split screens are available. I was going to do a split screen with a few games so I could be watching them at the same time, but unfortunately, no. I'm going to take a look at the first Puerto Rico game, though, versus Cuba. And, hey, Puerto Rico's up 3-0. And I can't emphasize enough. They're in the bottom of the third there. So if the USA game finishes first, which they're in the bottom of the fourth, I will be coming to this Puerto Rico game. Here's the pitch there. Hit in the air to right field. And Puerto Rico Stadium, the stadium in San Juan, that's the ending of the bottom of the third. So they're going to the fourth inning in Puerto Rico. Let's go back to the USA game. Nicaragua, Venezuela's in the ninth inning. That game, now they're going to the bottom of the ninth. Nicaragua's up to their last chance. Paul Skeens, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no earned runs, 1 base on balls, actually 7 strikeouts. Dominant. Now, for me, Skeens, if USA wins this and they advance, I'm not pitching him the quarterfinals. I'm saving him semifinals, or I'm saving him for the finals. That's just it. That's what I'm doing. Because Scubu's not pitching no more. Man, imagine, okay, here's the pitch here. Strike 1. Imagine Scubu pitching the semifinal, Skeens pitching the final. Imagine that. Scubu, understandably, he's not going to be pitching anymore in the World Baseball Classic. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That ball's hit well by Bobby Witt Jr. Duran's not going to get that one. That's going to one hop against the wall over his head. And Bobby Witt Jr. with the lead off double. So we're at the point now where Team USA is putting some really good swings against Mexico pitchers. Really, really good swings. And now, Mexico, I don't know what, I knew a lot about the offense, that they have a really good offense. But when you're facing Paul Skeens, I mean, even the DR lineup facing Skeens, don't get me wrong, I know it's going to be tough at bats, but it's going to be tough facing Skeens because Skeens is elite. He is elite. I mean, Skeens is elite. Maybe the best pitcher in the world. I would say it's between him and Scubu, the 2 best pitchers in the world, in my opinion, from what we've seen the last few years. Harper takes a pitch, 1-0. Wow, Carrillo's throwing really hard, though, for Mexico. He's throwing 99. So, it's 1-0 pitch here. Here it comes. Strike 1-1. Swinging, missing from Bryce Harper. So, Team USA, I didn't know much about the Mexico hitting. I mean, the pitching. I knew about Team USA's pitching. That's a miss. That's misses 2-1. But Mexico's pitching right now is not looking so good. And their bats are going to have to wake up. This game's not over. It's only the bottom of the fourth inning. There's a lot of game left. We've seen comebacks happen. Mexico's had the USA's number. Game's not over. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Bryce Harper. That ball's going to hit well, but it's going to go fouled away. 2-2 count. So game's not over, and I predicted 6-3. So let's see what's going to happen. USA is close to the 6 already. That means they would only score one more run for the game. How about Wheeler? Yeah, you're at Star Wars 9918. You are an absolute elite Phillies fan. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Misses. Look, I'm talking about Bryce Harper now. Bryce Harper's up. It's 3-2 count right now. You are elite, an elite Phillies fan at Star Wars. Elite. You are elite. You know everything about the Phillies. All right. When's the last time the Phillies went to the World Series? Tell me, when's the last time they went to the World Series? Here's the 3-2 pitch. Bryce Harper swings and misses. Swings at a really bad pitch. 1 out in the 4th inning. And we know who's coming up. The captain, Aaron Judge. Hit a home run. What an inning for Aaron Judge, the 3rd inning. He threw out the runner at 3rd, ending the 3rd. He hit a home run. What an inning by Judge. So 2008, that's the last time they went to the World Series? Or they won the World Series? You tell me. They went or won the World Series? Because I know the answer to this. We got a message retracted by at Star Wars. Here's the pitch. That is going to miss. Wheeler is 100% great. It's just he was injured last year. And he's an ex-Met. And I really was mad that the Mets didn't keep him. Let's finish Judge's at bat. 1-0 is the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Misses. 2-0, 99 miles per hour. Wheeler's elite. I just don't think he's better than Skeens right now and Scooby. Not right now. 2-0's the count. Swing and a miss. 89 mile per hour slider. 2-1's the count. Four-time Aaron Judge's stats are video game stats. It's unbelievable what he does. 2-1 count. Here it is. Misses low. 3-1. 3-1. Waiting for the pitch there. And Carrillo versus Judge. He's throwing hard. 99. He's getting it up there. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is lined but foul. 3-2. Judge was just a little out in front of that slider. He's not giving him that fastball. Well, I know that the Phillies went to the World Series in 2009 and they lost to the Yankees in 6, if I'm not mistaken. They went into the World Series also in 2008 when they beat the Tampa Bay Rays. They won that year. 3-2 pitch. Judge fouls it off the umpire. Oh, you're right about that. My bad. That's my bad. It's true. The Phillies were just in the World Series, what, 3 years ago? Wow, they're showing the umpire cam, him getting the ball fouled off of him. I would not want to be an umpire getting that fouled off him. You're right. You're right about that. I forgot about that. So the Phillies were recently in the World Series. They're showing Contreras and both the father and son Contreras. Here's the 3-2. He didn't go. It's a walk to Aaron Judge, and they have another runner on. So look, we're talking about now, imagine the USA mercies Mexico. Oh boy, nobody saw that coming. The hype for going into this game was, this is gonna be a great game. That's the hype that I had coming into this game. I took a quick moment. Let me go to Nicaragua and Venezuela. Let's see if we're at there. Venezuela has a man on. Nicaragua has a man on. They're down to their last strike. I'm gonna let you see. Rob became interim manager. Yeah, it's true. So Mark Vientos from Nicaragua, man, shout out to you. I ain't giving up on you because, you with the Mets. I ain't going to give up on you, but it was really tough. Venezuela's a strike away from being 3-0 in their pool. Nicaragua's a strike away from being 0-4 once again. 1-2 pitch. There it is. Nicaragua's 0-4. They lost. Venezuela 3-0. Man, Nicaragua. Schwarber swings, fouls it off. 0-2 to Schwarber now is the count. So, yeah, disappointing for Nicaragua. Really, really disappointed. They had 7 hits in the game, no runs. So that means they had opportunities. And this is a thing when you're coming to certain teams that are new to baseball like this. It's the experience. The experiences matter. You need that experience. The 0-2 pitch, Schwarber, did he go? He did not go. 1-2. He did not go. Nicaragua, 3 errors. Mark Vientos was a no-show. He alone could have made a difference in some of these games. And it's spring training, but he just had a terrible, terrible one for them. 1-2 pitch, Schwarber definitely went there. Strike 3, 2 away. That was a nasty pitch. I'm over here saying, imagine USA mercies Mexico. I don't see it, but imagine. So I forgot about that. Yeah, me too. I can't believe I forgot about that. I know about 2008, 2009, and recently where they played the Astros. And they had that series versus the Astros. They had that series. They were up 2-1, and then it just fell apart, Here is the first pitch to Bregman, swinging at a 90-mile-per-hour slider, missing, strike 1. So shout out to everybody. We only have 2 games left on the screen that's going on. USA Mexico is 5-0. USA's up. Cuba and Puerto Rico is also going on now. Bottom of the 4th in the USA game. Bregman lays off, 1 ball, 1 strike. So this game is really important. A lot of Joe was not doing so well. He got fired. Joe who? I don't know a ton of Phillies history. I know mainly about them because they always play the Mets, and it's a huge rivalry. 1-1 pitch. Bregman skies it. That's going to go out of play. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So, now this is an interesting part about this USA game. This is a big, big thing because now Skeens is out. Let's see how the other USA pitchers are going to do. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Bregman. Slider. Popped him up. No, it was a fastball. That's going to be to the shortstop. He has made it, and that's going to end the inning. So the USA threatens, but they do not score. We are going to the 5th inning with Team USA leading 5-0. Excuse me. Give me one moment. We're going to go to the Puerto Rico-Cuba game. My goodness, excuse me. USA 5-0. Puerto Rico is leading 3-0 versus Cuba. They're in the top of the 4th. And again, that game is extremely important. Here's the pitch to Moran. Fouled away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Cuba has a man on first base. They have a 2-1 count. 2 outs in the inning. It's Moran versus Gilbert. Oh, Joe Girardi. You know what's amazing? I saw Joe Girardi. I mean, I didn't approach him because it was after the time where I think he got fired. And I didn't want to be that one. Here's the pitch. But if I were to see him now, at that moment, I would have said something for sure. But I saw him at the gym one time. He was there, not a paparazzi after him. Nobody was like, oh, none of that. Just there, getting a workout in, And I know it was after the time where he recently got fired, so I was feeling disappointed because I follow baseball. 2-2 pitch. That ball's hit pretty well. It is gonna go foul though for Gilbert for Cuba. Joe Girardi, the ex-Yankee. He was a World Series champion. Yeah, wow. So shout out to everybody that's on YouTube, that's on stream. I appreciate Twitch, that's on YouTube and Twitch. I said YouTube, that's on stream. Everybody that's on Twitch, that's on Twitch and YouTube, I appreciate all of you being here. And we are here, I hope all of you enjoying the game. It's 5-0 Yankee. Look at me, 5-0 USA's up versus Mexico. I'm here looking at the US in the Puerto Rico and Cuba game. It's 3-0. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Here's the pitch. misses outside 3-2. Let's go back to the USA game just for the sake of having there. Okay, so we're back. So yeah, what a game in the morning. Korea advances to the next round for the first time, if I'm not mistaken, since 2009. Unbelievable. Dominican Republic wins 10-1. They advance to the quarterfinals as well. Dominican Republic and Venezuela are both 3-0. They're the only two teams left that haven't played each other. They're going to play each other Wednesday. They're both off tomorrow, and they play each other Wednesday. So we got now Garrett Clevenger in the game. 2-6 record, not a good record. 2.35 ERA, really good ERA. And he pitched with the Tampa Bay Rays. He's a reliever. So he's a lefty. Here is his first pitch. It's in there, strike one. We got the 6, 7, and 8 hitters from Mexico. Hey, Mexico has to, they have to put some runs together. They're down by a lot. They got to put something together. Here's the 0-1 pitch. The 0-2. Oh, strike two, actually. So, Puerto Rico's doing really well. I'm excited about them doing well. And, my prediction is they're going to make it. They're going to make it. So, they're going to make it to the next round for sure. That's my prediction. And Canada. But Canada losing yesterday was a really tough one. 0-2 pitch. That is a catch by Bryce Terang. Nice play. One away. It was a little bloop shot. Almost over the head of the second baseman. But Bryce Terang makes the play. And that is the first out of the inning. So the USA is in control of this game now. Game's not over, of course. But, it's they're in control. 5-0. Nobody expected 5-0 this fast, neither. Here is the pitch. That is hit. Foul ball. Strike one. So, Nick Gonzalez, both USA and Mexico are 2-0. And, it's a big game. Game's not over. I always say that. But game's not over. Now, USA is in control, but, you got to finish the games. 0-1 pitch. That is hit to Witt. Can he do it again? Bobby Witt does it again. Oh, my gosh. Bobby Witt does it again. And this time with a faster runner. Bobby Witt is an absolute electric defender. Look at that play. This ball was hit harder as well. What a play by Bobby Witt Jr. What a throw. Did Bryce Harper come off the bag there? I don't think he did, but did Bryce Harper? Yep, if we win, we move on. Yep, that's a guarantee. USA wins, we move on, and it's looking good. So we got 2 outs. There's not going to be a challenge there. What a play by Bobby Witt Jr. What an absolute web gem by Bobby Witt Jr. Here is Alek Thomas. Strike one. So far, Cleveland just looking really good. 6 pitches, 2 outs. Or 5 pitches, he got 2 outs. Gotta go. We have a good night, bro. W stream. Really appreciate you, Thomas Toombu. Appreciate you, bro. And you already know. Have a good one. Good night. I appreciate you being here and I appreciate the support. See you around. See you later. Shout out to everybody that's here. We got an 0-2 count. That was hit foul. So the USA and Clevenger are 1 strike away from a quick 1-2-3 inning. Let's see here if we could get another strike. The 0-2 pitch. Strike 3. Swinging and missing. Sweeper 78 miles per hour. 1-2-3 inning. And the USA and Bobby Witt Jr. are putting on a show. Bobby Witt Jr., his defense is absolutely elite. So we're at a commercial break. We're going to go now to the PR, Puerto Rico game and Cuba game, because that's another important game. There's only 2 games left, and Puerto Rico's now hitting in the bottom of the 4th inning. They're leading 3-0. I'm going to tell you the schedule for tomorrow, because unfortunately, folks, we're starting to have less games. We were having Friday days with 8 games. Tomorrow, that's a strikeout for MJ Melendez, 1 out for Puerto Rico hitting. and Cuba's pitching. So tomorrow is uh it's the time where, you know, it's gonna be less games. It's only gonna be 4 games. There's one early game at 6 in the morning. Doesn't really matter. When I say it doesn't matter, I mean in the terms of standings. Doesn't matter in that regard because Japan is already in. They're the first place team, and Zekia, they're already eliminated. They're 0-3. Now, for Zekia to win it, it will mean a ton for them because they haven't gotten a win. It will mean a lot for them. Um, but in terms of standings, it doesn't mean. But that game's at 6 a.m. And then that's it. Only 3 games after that. And they'll be way later. 7 p.m. Israel's going to play the Netherlands. This game is for the winner to be 2-2. The loser will be 1-3. I'm rooting for Israel in that game. So 7 p.m. Israel and Netherlands. Both teams are 1-2. And then these are the 2 games that are, let's say they're important to the one of them for sure will be important. The other one, it will be important for Italy at least. Italy is going to be playing tomorrow. The USA, if they win this game, they'll be 3-0. They'll already be in the next round. Whereas if the US loses, then even the more they absolutely must win tomorrow. There's no way they could lose. So that will happen tomorrow. That game's going to be an hour later, though, 9 p.m. Eastern time. I won't be able to be here for the beginning of that game, but I will be here for, maybe the midway point of that game. So we got Puerto Rico and Canada tomorrow at 7 p.m. I won't be here for that game unless that game is delayed because of rain, which, can I be honest, tomorrow is the perfect day for that to happen. Let there be a rain delay tomorrow so that I could actually get to that game. I'm going back to the USA game now. Let tomorrow be a rain delay so I could get to that game and I could catch it at a point. They're interviewing Paul Skeens. Paul Skeens is talking about, the USA pitching and what it means and whatnot. Here's Kyle Riley. First pitch or second pitch is low. 1-1 strike. So that's a big game tomorrow. If Puerto Rico wins today, they're in the next round. They're guaranteed a spot because they'll be 3-0. Now, Canada, they're in a position. Here's the pitch. Okay, Canada's in a position. Look, if Panama and Colombia are already eliminated. So right now it's Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Cuba, and Canada. Those 3 teams are the only teams that have a chance. Here's the pitch. Riley fouls it off. It's 1-2 strikes. So if Puerto Rico wins today, then tomorrow, of course, if you're Puerto Rico, you still want to win. But tomorrow will be a little bit less of a meaningless game. You wouldn't put your best pitcher tomorrow because you'll give them the rest to get ready for the quarterfinals. But how you call it? Canada, let's say Canada, if Cuba loses today and Canada loses tomorrow, even at 1-2, 1-2 pitch, strike 3. That was another ball blue, but I mean, I guess. Yeah, ABS video coming really soon. ABS is needed in the World Baseball Classic. It's a ball blue. Come on, do better. You're striking. You're calling out a catcher. He's catcher and the catcher is hitting. He knows that that's a ball. So if Cuba loses today, they'll be 2-1. Roman Anthony's up. He hit a 3-run shot his last at bat. Takes the first pitch, strike 1. So USA versus Italy, they're going to be another good game. 100% I agree. It's going to be a really good game because Italy, it's a must-win game for Italy. They're going to be in a position where they don't want to lose. Here's the pitch. 0-2 because he swung and missed. But now Canada, if Cuba loses today, Cuba will be 2-1. Even if Canada loses or wins tomorrow, they're still in a position they need to beat Cuba. So Cuba losing today is absolutely a huge help for Canada because then they'll play Cuba Wednesday, which I'm going to get to. Foul ball, 0-2. So Canada loses tomorrow against Puerto Rico. They'll be 1-2. If Cuba loses today, Cuba will be 2-2. But then they will play each other And if Canada beats Cuba, both teams will be 2-2. But Canada will owe the tiebreaker because they beat them head to head. So that's a really important one. 0-2 popped up. That's going towards left field. Arozarena has plenty of room. Makes it easy play. 2 away. So I'm really rooting for Puerto Rico. First off, I'm rooting for Puerto Rico because, that's where my family's from. I'm rooting. But, I want them to win today because if they lose today, Canada is all but eliminated. All but eliminated because then Puerto Rico will be 2-1 and Cuba will be minimum 3-1 because they'll be 3-0. First pitch swinging by Buxton, strike one. So I really am hoping, for the sake of Canada, for Puerto Rico to win today. So it'll be a huge, huge one. And yeah, here's the 0-1 pitch. We talked about the Tuesday schedule for tomorrow. 2 good games. 0-1 misses, 1-1. After this break, we're gonna go and talk a little bit about Wednesday. That's gonna be the final day of pool play. No more pool games. It'll have a Thursday off, and then Friday we're gonna be back for the quarterfinals. Strike 2. They showed the umpire blue. Was that a strike blue? They showed the umpire view with the pitch. It looked like a strike. Let's see here. No, it misses. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Here is the pitch. Misses. 3-1. So Buxton's having himself a pretty good at bat right here. I didn't notice that Mexico put a new pitcher in. They put Naterro Jr. He's the one in the game pitching. Here's the 3-1. Swing and a miss. 3-2. Buxton's getting fooled on a lot of these pitches throughout the game. And he's finishing half swings. At Star Wars 9918, who do you want USA to play in the finals? If you could pick the matchup, who do you want? And what would you do with the pitching staff? Here's the 3-2 pitch. Misses, ball 4, so the USA has a base runner. What would you do at Star Wars 9918 if, who do you want them to face in the final? And what do you want the pitchings to be? So they would have 3 elimination games. The quarterfinal, the final 8, semifinal, the final 4, and then the final, the last 2 teams. What would your pitching rotation, knowing that Scoobu's out, what would you do? Me, I'm leaning towards Logan Webb. I gotta go with Paul Skeens game 2 because you gotta get to the final. You can't risk not getting. Logan Webb, Paul Skeens, and I'm gonna actually go Nolan McLean on the final. So yeah, Logan Webb, Paul Skeens the semi, McLean the final, but Clay Holmes is ready in the final. All hands on deck. Now, in terms of the rest rules, got to be careful with that because I don't know. I know that the rest rules change with pitch count. So Bryce Terang is up. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2. I think that they're doing the wave in the stadium. You can see the crowd looking extremely live and excited right now. Man, imagine being in the dugout with Team USA. That'd be amazing. So here's the 0-2. Terang lays off 1-2. So you want to see them face Japan in the final. Okay, not bad. You want to see them face Japan. Hey, I predicted DR, but hey, if they could beat Japan, that would be great. Yeah, they're doing the wave in the stadium. 1-2 pitch. That is going to hit to the second baseman. Fields it cleanly. End of the inning. So the USA gets a base runner, but that's all. We are going to go now to the 6th inning, and the USA has the top of the order the next time they come to hit. So, yeah, they got to win. But what's your pitching staff? What would you do for the Friday or for the first game, the semifinal, the quarter, semifinal, and final? What will your pitching staff be? Let me tell you a little bit about the Wednesday games. There's only 3 games on Wednesday, the final day of pool play. We got the first game at 3 p.m., which I will be able to do most of that. It's going to be an important game. Canada versus Cuba. 3 p.m. game. Then at nighttime, it is going to be Italy versus Mexico. I don't think I'll be able to do that game because it's at 7. It could finish around 9:30, 10. But now Dominican Republic versus Venezuela. I'm trying everything possible to get home and to, be available to get, even if it's the last 3 innings of that game, last 2 innings, last inning of the game, at least that, because that game is going to be absolutely epic. Tarek Skubal, I hate it. Tarek Skubal is still not at peace with leaving Team USA early at World Baseball Classic. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I don't blame him because, like, this this doesn't, I understand what he's doing because, it's his contract year. Imagine, all right, nobody will criticize Skubal if he got injured. If Skubal got injured, let's say Skubal's pitching the finals, Skubal's pitching the semifinal, and he gets injured. And he needs Tommy John surgery. Misses the whole year in a contract year. At his age, about to be 30, if I'm not mistaken, he's 29. And then, so I understand it. My whole thing was, I know one outing of Skubal was better than nothing, but my whole thing was, Skubal, if you're this conflicted, it would have personally, for me, been better. Look, give the spot to somebody that's committed to the whole tournament. That's me. Now, of course, one start of Tyreek Skubal is everything, but that's how I felt because he's not at peace. And I get the not wanting to injure yourself or risk it. We're in the top of the 6th inning, USA versus Canada. So there's 3 games. That's the final day. And then from there, here's the 0-0 pitch. Strike 1. We're in the top of the 6th inning. So then Thursday, there will be no games. And then Friday, we don't have everything set up, but we do know. This is what we do know for Friday. We got Skeens. You got Skeens, Webb, but Tank is not staying. So who would your third pitcher be? That's why for me it's McLean. Here's the 0-2. Misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So what we do know Friday, Korea will be playing in the first Friday game. There's only 2 games on Friday. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 1 away. For Matthew Boyd from the Cubs is in pitching. Really good pitcher for the Cubs. Really good pitcher for the USA. So Friday there's going to be 2 games. A game at 6:30 and then a game at 8 p.m. And, man, and that's a good point. If Wheeler was here for Team USA, wow. That Wheeler, Skubal, and Skeens, ay. That's going to miss outside. 1 ball, no strike. So Friday, Korea will be playing in the first game at 6:30 p.m. We don't know who they're going to be playing, but they're the away team. And the 8 p.m. game, we don't know who's playing. Those games will be in Houston and in Miami, Florida. Saturday, we do know Japan will be playing. There's only 2 games on Saturday, 3 p.m. and 9 p.m. Here's the 1-1, swing and a miss again, 1 and 2. So Japan, the 3 p.m. game, we don't know who's playing there. The 9 p.m. game, Japan is the home team. We don't know who they're playing yet. It's going to be between, I think, Venezuela and DR. I think. That's what I'm understanding. But let's see. Here is the 1-2 pitch to Jarren Duran. Misses up high, 2-2. Boy's throwing hard. I didn't know he throws this hard. 2-2 count. 97 there. He's a lefty. He's throwing really, really hard. Here is the 2-2. That's hit well to left field. That is going to be gone. So Jarren Duran hits a solo home run and gets Mexico on the board. Mexico is on the board. His second home run of this World Baseball Classic. And Mexico chips away a little bit in the top of the sixth inning with 1 out. Hey, this is a game for sure where you'll see Mason Miller in this game. You know, if this is, as I said, it's a must-win game. So Saturday, 3 p.m. game. We don't know who's playing. 9 p.m. Japan will be the home team. We don't know who they're playing. Sunday, there'll only be one game on Sunday. Only one game. And then on Monday, again, there'll only be one game. Monday the 16th, next week. Randy Arozarena just standing like out of the plate, taking a strike. What in the world was that? I don't even know what that was, Arozarena. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Oh, and 281 mile per hour changeup, swinging and missing. Sunday the 15th, only one game. Monday the 16th, only one game. Those are both semifinals. And then Tuesday, the last final championship game. Misses high and Arozarena lays off 1 and 2. Now, whoever plays the semifinal game on Sunday and wins, it's kind of an advantage for them. Because whoever wins the Sunday semifinal game, the final four, first 1-2, Arozarena fouls it back. Whoever wins the Sunday game, they're off Monday, so they have an off day. So that's a little weird that they would do that. For me, they should have put the semifinal 2 games in the same day. Put one of the games at like 4:30. I get it though. I mean, crowd control, getting people to leave, I can understand. 1-2 pitch, but I still think that they should have done that because now whoever plays on Sunday and wins, they have Monday off. Whereas another team is going to play, 2 teams are going to play Monday. Whoever wins Monday, which you're going to figure they're going to have to use pitchers, the next day, the Tuesday, they're going to have to play. There's no day off. So that's kind of a misadvantage there. The 1-2 count, did he go? He did not go. It's a 2-2 count. So it's a good at bat by Arozarena. And yeah, so that's pretty interesting right there that they would do it like that. I'm surprised that they would do it like that. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Oh, Riley calls time. And you hear some boos from the Mexico fans. As I mentioned, there's a lot of Mexico fans in the stadium. In this game, there's a lot of Mexico fans. So far on YouTube, we've had more than 220 people join. Appreciate everybody that's been here to support. I hope all of you are enjoying this game, this experience. And hey, we got a game still here. It's 4-1. It's 5-1. Still a game. I know the USA's up, but in no way or form should the USA take their foot off the gas. This game is not over. You gotta and you gotta respect your opponents. I'm really big on that. Respect your opponents. 2-2 pitch to Arozarena. Here it comes. Popped up and out of play again. 96 miles per hour. So he's having a good at bat. He's making Boyd work. This is the first time I see Boyd pitch in this World Baseball Classic. He's a starter. So of course, if you're the US, you would love to have him maybe pitch the 6th, 7th. Here's the 2-2. That is hit weakly to the second baseman. He was fooled. Terang has it. Got him. 2 away for the USA. So USA, Boyd respond with an out. Not giving up anymore. So, how can I say? We're getting to these last days. The World Baseball Classic is almost over. It's a fast event. I started streaming last Wednesday night, which was the 4th. And I've been here every day. This is my 10th or 11th game, my 8th or 9th stream. Here's the pitch. Lefty, lefty, strike 1. This is my, I've been doing this since last Wednesday, and I've been really enjoying this because it's giving me the opportunity to be on here and, express and talk baseball, do the play-by-play. Here's the 0-1. He doesn't go. 1-1. So the USA, they're up 5-1, and they have this opportunity here. Here's the pitch right here. Inside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Let me see here. So, yeah, the World Baseball Classic is coming to an end. But, hey, for baseball fans, baseball season's close. MLB season is close. And I'm really excited for that. Here's a 2-1. Misses low, 3-1. No walks, Boyd. Come on, no walks. You have the third hitter. You have the cleanup hitter. You walk somebody, a walk on a blast. It's a game again. 4-run lead is not, it's not over. A grand slam ties it, but keep it. Challenge them. That is going to be a base hit. So Mexico's making a little bit of a rally here. They've been putting some good swings against Boyd, and they have a runner on first base. So Boyd, I can't see him pitching much longer in this game. Him coming out in the 7th, I 100% don't see that happening. But he's going to face the cleanup hitter right now, which is Alejandro Kirk. This right here. And we got Andy Pettit calling time right now. Andy Pettit, wow, the legend from the New York Yankees. Big game pitcher. Big game Andy Pettit going for a mound visit. And you hear the Mexico fans really booing. The stadium is packed, but there's a lot of Mexico fans there. So you see Pettit coming to speak to Boyd, get a little bit of a game plan, which is important. Look, a blast right now. We got ourselves a 5-3 game. Game's not over. My prediction is USA is going to win this game 6-3. It's my prediction. But, hey, don't give Mexico life. The U.S., when you get up 5-0, I know that some people can feel game's over. It's not. Keep going. Keep playing. So we're in the top of the 6th. 2 outs. Man on first base. Boyd gets a mound visit. We're just about to go back into the game right now. Let us see. Alejandro Kirk from the Toronto Blue Jays is up. He's 0 for 2. A strikeout and a ground out. And that ground out was a web gem by Bobby Witt Jr. Here is the first pitch. And he lays off 1 ball, no strike. Boyd is throwing hard. He didn't swing. Man, there's a lot of check swings in this game. A ton of check swings in this game. Here is the 1-0 pitch. That is going to be fouled back. Really big swing. Fouled back. 1-1. Alejandro Kirk understands the importance of this moment. A game is never over, especially when you're down by a few runs, but this is an important moment. And as the game stays close as the ending, it's going to get even more liver. It's going to get even more epic. It's going to get even more pressurized situations, more clutcher, better at bats. So the 1-1 pitch is about to come. Boyd is already up to 24 pitches. This is his 25th pitch this inning. Here it is. And that's a base hit through the hole. And they know better to challenge Judge. This time, Mexico has first and second with 2 outs. And we have the power hitter Tellez coming up. Do you leave Boyd in? I'm going to be honest. I don't know if they have anybody up in the bullpen. I'm taking Boyd out. Oh, we got a pinch hitter, actually. Excuse me. We got a pinch hitter. Wow, they're showing a photo of Jonathan Aranda, Alejandro Kirk as kids in Little League. That's amazing. Amazing. Growing up as kids in Little League and today in the major leagues, in the stage playing for Mexico. That's unbelievable. Hey, shout out to everybody. This is a really good game right now. Mexico's threatening. What are your predictions? What do you think's going to happen in this game? What do you think? So we got Meneses up versus Boyd. They're leaving Boyd in. For me, I'm taking him out. But let's see what's going to happen right now. 1 swing of the bat. Here's the pitch. He chases a nasty slide. Well, he didn't chase, but nasty slider, 0-1. It was close, but Meneses 2022 through 2024, really good hitter with the Nationals. 0-1 pitch. Here it comes from Boyd. Misses. 1-1. Mexico fans are really loud. They're making a lot of noise. They're really, they're repping their country. They're repping. They're hoping that they can go. You can hear them yelling in the stands. Wow. So let's go with the 1-1 pitch. Boyd is up to 27 pitches. Here's the pitch. That is a grounder. Oh, it gets up. And a run is going to score. And Mexico now is down 2-5. That was a really bad play by the USA's defense. For me, that was Witt's ball. But Witt went to go cover second, and it was just a miscommunication. And see, this is the miscommunication of teammates that they don't play together that much. This is a ground ball, end of the inning. Yeah, so it's interesting. It was Terang's ball. Witt was late, but what ends up happening is that Terang, he's going for the ball, then he slows down like he stops like he's going to go to second base to cover to get a force, and he misses it. Wow. So now the time runs at the plate. First and second, it's 2-5. Strike one. One swing right here. My prediction is USA is going to win 6-3, but one swing right here off the bat, we got a brand new ball game at 5-5. Boyd up to 29 pitches. I'm telling you, I'm taking him out. I wouldn't let him be here. 0-1 pitch. Misses 1-1. I'm taking Boyd out. I'm not leaving him in. This is an audition for him, and he's given up the first 2 runs for Mexico. Mexico was lifeless offensively, and he's let them get back into this ball game, and they have a chance. Oh, okay. This game is taking place in Houston. As I said, Mexico's close. It's not just a USA crowd there. There's a lot of Mexico fans there. A lot. Now the umpire and Alvarez Jr. having a little discussion there. Look a little heated, but everything's good there. Okay, they're good there. Yeah, there's a ton of Mexico fans in this stadium. A ton of Mexico fans. Wow, they know the importance of this game. This is a really important game. Mexico, first 5 innings, 1 hit, no runs. This inning, 2 runs and 4 hits. That's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, the manager again is yelling at the umpire for a terrible call, which was called a strike. This is 31 pitches for Boyd, his 32nd pitch. I don't like him still being in this game. Here's the pitch, and it's caught by Terang. And that's going to end the inning, and the USA and Boyd survive. Whoa, that was a little too close. A little too close. So we're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mexico, they're back in the ball game. It's 2-5 right now. And we're going to go to the Puerto Rico game. Shout out to Puerto Rico. They're up 4-0, but Cuba, oh boy, make the throw. Oh, that's a terrible cutoff. I just turned to the Puerto Rico game. They were up 4-0, but a double gets there. We've seen a lot of good relays in this World Baseball Classic, but we've also seen some bad ones. And this was a bad one because the runner was going to stop at third base. Runner was stopping at third base, but because of a terrible relay, the shortstop and second baseman couldn't get it. He ends up getting home and scoring. So for my young players, relays matter. Relays are the difference between a run scoring, giving up a run or not. So Puerto Rico's now leading 4-1 in the top of the 6th inning. Yeah, not a good throw. The second baseman couldn't scoop it. And yeah, that's a really, really bad relay for Puerto Rico. Give up on a run. So in the dirt, but what a block. So Puerto Rico leads 4-1. Cuba's threatening. Cuba's trying to get back into this ball game. Cuba has a man on second base. They only have 1 out in the inning. So the World Baseball Classic is going on. The games, as time passes, they're going to get more intense. They're going to get more epic. And it's going to get more, more pressure. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss. Was that fouled away? Oh, what are you doing, catcher? What is the catcher doing? Was it fouled away? Yeah, so one of the slowest runners in the World Baseball Classic just got from second to third because the ball got far away, but the catcher sliding and throwing the ball was absolutely like, what are you doing? That could have been a disaster. Nice backup there by Arenado, but yeah. Here's the 1-2 pitch right now. Misses outside. We're going to see one more pitch. Then we're going to go back to the USA game. So all of a sudden, Cuba down 4-0. They're back in this ball game, huh? They're back in this ball game. Can Cuba get themselves within a run? Can they get the run in with an out, a sac fly? 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. Swing and a miss, 2 outs. So that's the importance. When you have a runner at third base and you have a runner at third base and you don't put the ball in play, you hurt your team. We got Daniel Duarte. He played 2023 with the Reds, 31 games, really good record, 3-0. Versus the top of the order, Bobby Witt Jr. Second pitch he throws is outside, 2 balls and no strikes is the count. So USA and Mexico, hey, we're in a good game. It's 2-5. USA jumped out 5-0. Mexico in the top of the sixth got 2 back. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 95-mile-per-hour fastball. He challenged him and he blew it right by him. Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper's been kind of a no-show to this point in the World Baseball Classic. And we got Aaron Judge. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Let's go 3-1. Look, I like Bryce Harper a lot, but Bryce Harper's had some moments where he struggled. I think a conversation should enter. Let's see the 3-1 pitch first. 3-1. Witt swings and fouls it back. 3-2. If Bryce Harper's bat doesn't wake up, an argument has to be made for him to not be batting second. Don't put him second. Put Judge second. Move Harper down to fifth. Move everybody else up one and move Harper down fifth, you know? Just a thought, because he's not 3-2, not even close. It's a walk. USA has Bobby Witt on base. So, you know, Bryce Harper is a superstar player, but last year was an extremely down year for him. Even had issues with the manager, or the manager or GM calling him out. And you know, we have to see how that's gonna go. But Harper, he's not having a good World Baseball Classic, and he's chasing a lot of bad pitches. It's a ball on the strike zone, but it's called a strike. Unbelievable, Blue. Unbelievable, Blue. I can't believe balls are being called strikes with it's ordinary, with it's a regular thing. 0-1 pitch. Doesn't swing. 1-1. They're showing a picture of Bryce Harper, Bryce Terang and Bobby Witt Jr. 2017 Tournament of Stars. Wow. For Team USA, that's really nice. A lot of these kids with baseball, these men now, when they were kids, they were really connected with baseball. That's going to miss inside 2-1. They dedicated themselves. Their life was baseball. So, you know, their hard work paid off for them. Here is the 2-1 pitch that's coming to Bryce Harper. Right, Witt is going, and he's going to steal second base. USA has a runner in scoring position, and that ball misses. So now Bryce Harper's in a 3-1 count. 3-1 count. Can the USA respond and get some runs back? Good throw by Kirk, but too good of a jump. Excuse me. Too good of a jump by Bobby Witt Jr. So Bryce Harper has a 3-1 count. Harper is 1 for 3 in the game. Here is the pitch. Swing and a miss. 3-2. I didn't even know this was Harper's 4th at bat in the game. I thought this was right here, his 3rd one. But yeah, that big inning really moved the lineup. So here is the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss again. Bryce Harper strikes out on a 97-mile-per-hour fastball. So that's honestly, Judge is coming up. This is where the argument comes, you know. He's been striking out a lot. And I think at the 2-hitter, you want to have somebody that's a little bit more of a table setter. Nah, I'm not. In no way should not hit 2. He can hit 2 100%. I don't have a problem with him being there. Here's a 2-2. Here's the pitch to Judge. He's 2 for 2 in a day. He fouls it off. Strike 1. But, you know, Bryce Harper's struggling a little bit. I will consider moving him down. Maybe to the 5-hitter. Maybe even 6-hitter. And move people up. Put Judge at 2. Put Schwarber 3. Put Riley 4. You know, because Harper's struggling a little bit. You can't have your 2nd hitter striking out as often as he's striking out. Excuse me. My goodness. So Aaron Judge is up. The count is 0-1. USA leads 5-2. One out. Man on second base. Here is the pitch. Judge just misses. Gets it off the end of the bat. Center. Oh, the shortstop. The camera panned out to the center field. I don't know why, but the shortstop catches it. That's gonna be the second out of the inning, and we're now up to Kyle Schwarber. So Mexico has the momentum right now. That's why it's important when a team scores, if the next inning can be a shutdown inning, it allows the team to stay with some momentum. Let's see right now. Let's see here if they can stay with the momentum. Here is the first pitch to Schwarber. That ball's hit well deep to center field, but Duran is there. That's gonna end it. Hit really well, but I'm telling you, these balls are not hitting. They're not going anywhere in the outfield. In center field, they're just there. So we're in the seventh inning, folks, and Mexico's back in this ball game, and they have a chance. We're gonna go now to the Puerto Rico game. It's 4-1 there versus Cuba, and Puerto Rico's hitting now. So they stopped Cuba from scoring anymore. 4-1. Puerto Rico has a man on first base. Here's the pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. We got Chapman versus Rivera. Chapman for Cuba. Chapman for Cuba. Rivera for Puerto Rico. Javier Baez, Carlos Correa, Francisco Lindor. The three of them are not in the World Baseball Classic. And Puerto Rico's doing good without them. Imagine if they had them, how much of a boost that would have been for the team. So 4-1 is a score. Puerto Rico is 9 outs away if they could hold the lead from being 3-0. The 1-1 pitch, he didn't go. The runner's trying to steal second easily, and he's going to go to third base. He's going to make it standing up. Puerto Rico has now a runner on third base. We've seen this happen a lot to some of the catchers. Some of the catchers in the World Baseball Classic have been exposed in the sense of they haven't made good throws. And it's another thing to be not slow and make a good throw. This wasn't a bad throw. Just the second baseman has to do a better job of keeping that in front of him. He tried to backhand it and get the tag down, where at that time you should just try to get in front of the ball because you gave an extra base. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It misses high, 3-1. So Puerto Rico's threatening. Puerto Rico has the home field advantage because all of these games, even though they're not the home team, they're playing in San Juan, Puerto Rico. All these games are in San Juan, Puerto Rico. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is going to be fouled back. 3-2. We're just about to go back to the USA-Mexico game. They're on a pitching break. They're on a commercial break there. So, you can see there. So, USA, Puerto Rico's final game is going to be tomorrow versus Canada. That game is going to be at 7 p.m. Puerto Rico's final game will be of pool play tomorrow. If they win today, they'll be in the next round, the quarterfinals. Let's see the 3-2 pitch. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That is going to be strike 3. Blue, that's... Oh, gosh. Saying words that I can't say on TV, which even if I could say that, I won't say those words. But my goodness. What is going on? Well, Mexico, yesterday night in the game versus Brazil, 16 runs, 16 hits. Today, 2 runs, 5 hits. What a difference a day makes. So, Matthew Boyd is still in this ball game. Wow. He's pitching, but that was my idea. My idea was you want to try to get him to get through the 7th, the 6th, and the 7th so that the 8th and 9th can be one more and Mason Miller in the 9th, Here is the 2-1 pitch. That is hit pretty well, but Judge has plenty of room. First out of the inning. So this is a big inning. And I understand leaving Boyd in after he didn't have a good 6th inning. I understand it. The reason I understand it is because he's facing the bottom part of the lineup, 7, 8, and 9. Now, if it was the 2, 3, 4, I would have 100% taken him out. But I understand it. You expect him to be able to work his way through this part of the lineup. Here's the first pitch to Alec Thompson, swinging and a missing at a slider. Strike one. Strike one. We have the next pitch that's about to come right now. And here is the pitch. Low. He takes it. 1 ball and 1 strike. Matthew Boyd is up to 38 pitches. So without a doubt, this is his last inning. There's no way he will pitch the 8th inning. No way. I do not see that happening. He's getting set. He's winding up. And that's going to be fouled away. 93 miles per hour. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Boyd. You don't have to be extremely muscular to be a pitcher that throws hard. You really don't have to run a lot, have high stamina, really work yourself and be toned. That is a swing and a miss on a curve ball, 2 away. So a big start for the inning for Matthew Boyd, retiring the first 2 hitters for Mexico. That was probably his first curveball I've seen him throw. He changed speed up there because Okay. I think now you can hear me. At Star Wars 9918, can you hear me now? I appreciate you for giving me that message because I just did not notice that it wasn't working. So USA has a base runner. A liner hit to the second baseman. He just booted the ball. Like it literally came right to his glove. He just didn't catch the ball. It's gonna be ruled an error, and the USA now has a runner on first. Byron Buxton still in this game, but if I'm the US, I would consider putting Pete Crow Armstrong in. First pitch he sees on the strike zone, strike one. I'm honestly considering. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Sorry for the little technical difficulty right there. Um, yeah, so 0-1 pitch to Buxton. Here it comes. Lays off. It was in the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike. So hey, the US gets a gift base runner. Can they make it happen? But if I'm the US personally, I'm considering putting Pete Crow Armstrong in for this at bat. Now, they're not going to do it because Buxton's hitting, but I would consider doing it. It seems like so far in the games, I'm going to tell you right now, here's the 1-1 pitch. Buxton takes low 2-1. So far, it seems like Mark DeRosa, the manager for Team USA, what he's doing is he's picking a lineup and he's letting them play the whole game. He's letting them play the game. He's not like, making subs and stuff like that. Like he's letting the teams play. Like here's the 2-1 pitch. Buxton, what are you swinging at? Don't swing at that. Come on, you're better than that. You can't swing at that pitch. So Buxton swings at a high ball that would have made it 3-1. It's now 2-2. So that's a pitch you can't swing at, but it's a pitch you can't think, but a pitch you can't swing. But so far, DeRosa, he's like putting a starting lineup and he's letting them finish the whole game. He's not really making in-game adjustments. 2-2 misses, 3-2. So the runner's gonna get an automatic start. He's not, making adjustments in game. For example, let's say yesterday's game or the game on Saturday, he put Gunnar Henderson in. Gunnar Henderson played the whole game. He didn't like, okay, Gunnar Henderson's gonna play 7th, then I'm gonna make a matchup and put Bobby Witt in the 9th. So far, he's not doing that. He's letting the teams that start, the lineup he puts, they're pretty much starting the game. 3-2 pitch. Buxton again swings at a ball. Come on, Buxton. You're not there just for defense. Buxton swinging at 2 horrible pitches. And Buxton is somebody that I know he's already hitting 8th. But if you ask me, a part of me wants to put him 9th. But I get you want to have an 8th hitter. You want to have a 9th hitter that, is a threat to get on base, where Buxton is just swinging at really bad pitches. So we're going to go to the Cuba-Puerto Rico game. It's in the bottom of the 7th inning. Cuba is trailing 4-1. Puerto Rico has a man on first, and there's 1 out in the inning. Let's see what happened here. So Puerto Rico, is it a double play? No double play. Okay. the runner was trying to deke him. So we've had more than 300 people on YouTube. We've had maybe about 50 people on Twitch. I encourage all of you, like, share, subscribe. In case you have missed, Puerto Rico and Cuba are playing right now. Both of those teams are 2-0. Whoever wins will be 3-0, and they guarantee themselves a spot in the quarterfinal. Now, this game that's going on also with USA and Mexico, these are the only 2 games going on. Arenado pops it way high. Is that going to go out of play? Yes. Let me see this replay. Wow. Whoa, what happened there? Yeah, no. Well, so the ball was hit. Arenado hit the ball in the air in the Puerto Rico game, and it went behind play, and it looked like it was going to go foul out of play. The catcher literally stood in the squat position. He didn't even turn around. But let's see here. Literally, nope. And the pitcher recognized right away, but the first baseman comes and makes the play. Wow, I've never seen that before neither. There's some things in this World Baseball Classic, you're seeing things you've never seen. So, the U.S. is 2-0, Mexico's 2-0, Italy's 2-0. The U.S. winning this game, they're already advancing to the next round. Why? Because even if they lost the next game to Mexico, see, that's what's a little tricky actually. I believe if they win it, they'll be in no matter what. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Let's go back to the game. My understanding, if USA wins, they're in. But now, if let's say USA lost to Italy and Mexico beats Italy, which they're gonna play on Wednesday, so all three of those teams would be 3-1. And if all three of those, two of the teams will get a spot, you know. But I believe that the US would get one of those spots. Here's the 0-1. Duran may have hit another home run. Duran has done it again. Duran hits another home run, and now the lead is 3-5. Mark DeRosa, why is Matthew Boyd still in the baseball game? What are you doing, DeRosa? Unless I'm missing something, but the US had a day off yesterday. They had a day off yesterday. What am I missing that Boyd is still in this game? I mean, he gave you 2 innings, 2 runs. Okay, take it. Why is he still in this game? Mexico is within 2 runs right now. And hey, look, what would I prefer? A blowout or a good game? I prefer a good game. I'm just being honest. So we have it. We got what we want. We got a good game. It's 3-5 right now. My prediction is still in line. Here's the pitch to Rosarena, and Boyd is staying in the game. Like, who's in the bullpen? We got Griffin Jacks in the bullpen. Mason Miller, I'm without a doubt he's getting the 9th inning, but you know, I don't know why Boyd is still in this game. 0-1. That's gonna be tapped foul. 0-2. I don't know why Boyd. USA had an off day yesterday. Everybody should be available unless DeRosa's putting inside himself that I want to keep people available for tomorrow or on rest. I don't know, but here's the 0-2 pitch. Did he go? He did not go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hey, Arozarena's 1 swing away. My prediction was Canada, the US is going to win this game 6-3. I'm still on line for it, but come on, why is Boyd in this game still, you know? Why is he in this game? Mexico's coming back. Mexico's beat the US 3 times in a row. In the last, out of 4 matchups, they won the last 3. 1-2 pitch, misses up high. Boyd, 2-2. Boyd's at 52 pitches. He can only throw a max of 13 pitches. Max of 13 pitches. I'm puzzled by this. He's not finishing this inning. There's no way he could finish this inning. And we got the meat of the order now. We're at the 2-hitter now. Here is the 2-2 pitch, and it hits him. Oh boy, the tying run is now coming to the plate. DeRosa, what are you doing? I'm not the manager of the team, but I know he should not be in this game. So I don't know what's going on here personally. I don't know. I don't know what happened. The USA, Andy Pettit's going out for a mound visit, so that's telling me they're not taking him out. I don't know what's going on. No idea. And one thing I've noticed in the World Baseball Classic, some of these hitters, when they have a chance to get hit, they're not moving out the way, especially in clutch time. They're taking one for the team because they know that them on base matters. Jarren Duran, 2 home runs in this game. He's 3 for 4, 2 home runs. The rest of the team is 3 for 23. He's single-handedly keeping Mexico in it. Come on now, man. I'm not mad that he's hitting home runs. I'm mad that why is Boyd in this baseball game? And they're just giving him a mound visit. They're leaving him in. He's at 53 pitches. Like, what am I missing? What am I missing that the US had a day off yesterday and they still have Boyd in this game? Everybody from the bullpen that they have. Let me go. I'm going to go. This is making me go to USA's roster so I can look at, the teams. This is going to make me go to their roster to talk about pitchers. Okay, they got David Bednar. Did he pitch Saturday? I don't know. He's still he should be off. They got Clayton Kershaw. I'm not saying you should put him. Excuse me. You got Ryan Yarborough. They want to leave lefty on lefty. You got Garrett Whitlock. You got Michael Wacha. Mason Miller, you expect him for the ninth. They got Brad Keller. Shout out to Star Wars 99 from the Phillies. Griffin Jackson's on the bullpen. David Bednar. Like, come on now. Here's the 0-1. He is a strike on the first pitch. Here's the 0-1. That is grounded. Foul again. 0-2. So I'm seeing that they want to leave the lefty-lefty matchup. Boyd is at 55 pitches. Without a doubt, this is going to be his last batter because he's at 55 pitches. He can't go past 65, but I'm just disappointed with DeRosa leaving him in. Pitch count, it's not about pitch count. It's about I could see that Boyd has not been effective. He hasn't. Only U.S. pitchers to give up runs today. Skeens and Clevenger, scoreless, both of them through 5. Whitlock, what's his name? Boyd pitched the 6th, gave up 2 runs. Boyd pitched the 7th, okay, he gave up no runs. But now in the 8th, he gives up a leadoff home run. Come on. Like, what is he still in the game for? My goodness. 0-2 pitch is coming. Can we get a double play right here? He's going for a pickoff to first. And the crowd boos. Man, this game is not a USA takeover game. Just like you would think it is, but it's not. There's a lot of Mexico fans. They travel in packs. They travel and they are out there. They have a chance. They're in this game. Wow. And now the USA, they're going to feel more pressure. They're going to feel more pressure because being up 5-0, imagine the US being up 5-0 and you lose this ball game. Oof. Absolute a horrible look. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So he gets the strikeout. Boyd. Finally. Oh my gosh. And now Mark DeRosa comes and there's going to be a pitching change. My goodness. 1 out. 3-5 is the score. If you're with us now, this is the time where you don't want to go. I know that a lot of people prefer to see the game rather than hear somebody's talking of the game only. But if you don't have a way to watch the game for free, this is the time for you to stick around because we're in the top of the 8th inning. If the US keeps the lead in this inning, we got top of the 8th, we got bottom of the 9th, and the top of the 9th. That's it. It could end the game. We're already at that point. I'm back in the Cuba and Puerto Rico game. Still 4-1, top of the 8th. Cuba has 1 out. So Puerto Rico's in a good position. Did he go? It looked like he went on that swing, but the umpire said he didn't go. So it's a 2-1. Fail Mark DeRosa. 100%. 100% a fail. Here's the pitch. And that's going to miss inside. 3-1. 100% a fail by Mark DeRosa. 100%. I was asking myself, what am I missing? Like, what was I missing? Why was he in that ball game? If I'm from them, I'm not putting Boyd in probably the rest of the World Baseball Classic. How can you trust him now? Let me focus my camera on YouTube. My camera on YouTube is unbelievable. It loses focus all the time. How can you trust Boyd now? How can you trust him if the US makes it to the quarterfinals, semifinals, the finals? How can you trust him? You can't trust him because he gave up 3 runs, 2 home runs, and like he's letting Mexico back in. Would it have helped if the US got more runs? Of course, but Mexico's pitching has shut it down. Now, I will say this. It's not like the US has a few great pitchers. Clay Holmes is not going to pitch. He pitched 3 or 4 innings. I know he won't pitch. Maybe he would pitch tomorrow. Nolan McLean's supposed to start tomorrow, which I'm excited to see that. But, you got Yarborough. You got Yarborough for the Yankees. That he actually just went to the Yankees. You got Whitlock from the Red Sox. Brad Keller. You got, Brad Keller had a 2.07 ERA for the Phillies as well. You got, Griffin Jackson's coming in now, but, you got options. But to leave him in there, like, I'm completely confused by that. Well, we're going to go from the Puerto Rico game back to the Mexico game. I believe that the game is back on from the pitching change. And yes, Alejandro Kirk is up. 1 swing off the bat, he ties the game up. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Misses outside, 2-0. So Alejandro Kirk, why is him being up at this time a tough at bat? Because he knows the pressure. He was the last out in the World Series that just passed. A ground ball double play to lose the game. 2-0 pitch. 3-0 pitch. USA pitchers are feeling the pressure. And with the USA pitchers feeling the pressure, They are absolutely, you could hear the crowd cheering for Mexico. Here's the 3-0, right down the middle, 96-mile-per-hour sinker, strike one. Hey, the pressure right now, the pressures on the U.S. They need to beat Mexico. Mexico's been beating the U.S. They need to protect the lead. The pressure's on the U.S. right now. 3-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. That's gonna be a strike. Come on, Kirk. That's a strike. That's a strike, Kirk. Come on. You're gonna try to walk away like that. That's a strike. Come on. You know that's a strike. 3-2 count. But I like that Kirk took the pitch, because if Kirk gets on base, then the lead run comes up to bat. I don't know if Mexico has another catcher, but I don't think you would take Kirk out. I mean, but you would want to put some speed on the bases, but I don't think you would take him out of the game personally. Let's see right now the 3-2 pitch. Arozarena's on first. Here's the 3-2 pitch. That's going to be a double play ball. Double play ball. There's one, and there is two. Let's go. You see the USA fans cheering. Let's go. Let's go. We're going to the bottom of the eighth, and the U.S. still leads this ball game 3-5. Let's go. Let's do this. USA is 3 outs away from defeating Mexico. And it's crazy. I just spoke about Alejandro Kirk. He knows the pressure. He made the last 2 outs in the World Series a double play, and he does it right now again in a big spot, but this time against the U.S. So we're at a commercial break. We're going to the bottom of the eighth. The U.S. is going to be up hitting, looking to get some insurance. And you got to expect that Mason Miller is going to be coming. As Star Wars, USA, USA, let's go. Let's drop some USA flags. Even though I have some friends, I'm currently in Canada. I have some friends that they're mad at the U.S. because the U.S. beat them in hockey, 2 Sundays ago? So some of my Canada fans, they're like, look, we got a pitch timer violation in the Puerto Rico game. Wow. Cuba's inning ends. 3-2 count on a pitch clock violation because the hitter wasn't ready. Automatically strikes out. Wow, what a break. Puerto Rico is now 3 outs away from being 3-0 and being in a position where they are going to advance to the next round. Let's go. USA and Puerto Rico being 3-0 on the same day will be great. So, yeah, I'm in Canada. I'm in Toronto, and a lot of my friends, colleagues, families, they're telling me I don't want the U.S. to win because, I'm petty because they beat us in hockey. And I'm like, come on, I'm from the U.S. Don't you at least like me? Come on. But unfortunately, they don't want the U.S. to win. But hey, I'm rooting with the U.S. I encourage you, even if you're not rooting for the U.S., I encourage all of you, put your comments, put your flags. I'm putting some flags. Let me put some flags on Twitch. Let's put some flags there, because on Twitch, the comment section is absolutely non-existent. I don't have no comments. On YouTube, definitely I have some more engagement. Shout out to at Star Wars 9918. Right now, you're the biggest fan. You're the one putting the most comments here, but still have some comments from a few other. We have from Thomas earlier. So without a doubt, I 100% appreciate all the support from everybody. And hey, let's go USA. We're gonna pull this game off. We're gonna 100% pull this game off. And hey, I'm gonna go with that. We are 3 outs away from moving on. Exactly. Let's go. We're right there from moving on, and they're there now. Mason Miller, in his first outing, I didn't like how he looked. He didn't look too good. He had, now it was like a 15-5 lead, something like that. So could be a little tough, but I didn't like his necessary outing. But let's see in that regard how he looks tonight, because he's coming into a fire situation. So we're back. We have the 9-hitter Bryce Terang up. He's 1 for 3 with a double. He's at a 2-0 count. That is gonna be blue. At Star Wars 9918, are you seeing what I'm seeing? That umpires all over the World Baseball Classic, they just keep calling pitches that are balls. They're calling them strikes. And we have a 2-2 count now. And pitches that are strikes, They're calling them balls too much. So let me show you what I'm gonna make a video on very soon. For those of you that are on YouTube, you can see it. I'm gonna show it to you right now on Twitch. But like, this is what I'm gonna make a video about. The ABS. In the MLB, if the ball hits out of that rectangle, that's a ball. And now in the MLB, if that happens, if you feel like the umpire is making a mistake, payoff pitch, foul, 3-2. If you feel like the umpire is making a mistake and calling a pitch out of the zone, a strike, you tap your helmet. And if you're right, your call will get overturned and it could prevent a strikeout. And it's exposing umpires because of how many mistakes they're making. But in this World Baseball Classic, I mean, the errors are just unbelievable by the umpires. I mean, literally, we're talking about a 3-0 count turns to a 2-0, 2-1 count. And it's just ridiculous. By the way, 1 out, Bryce Terang grounds out to the pitcher. 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. Hey, in order for the USA to go with the prediction that I said, they need to score 1 run. My prediction was that the US is going to win this game 6-3. Here's the pitch. Bobby Witt Jr. swings at the first pitch. There may be some run. Do they have room? No, it's going to go out of play. First pitch is out. Strike 1. At Oni Resident Gear Solid 2 USA flags. Let's go USA. Yeah, they are horrible. It's true. I don't know what's going on with them. Like, they're looking worse than what I've seen they're looking worse than Angel Hernandez right now. Worse than Angel Hernandez. Like, and that's saying a lot right there. When you talk about Angel Hernandez, you know, no disrespect the person, but you're talking about somebody that 0-1 pitch is grounded into the ground, 0-2. When you talk about Angel Hernandez, you're talking about somebody that they are known for calling horrible calls as an umpire. Horrible. And we're seeing a lot of Angel Hernandez's right now. And it's a shame. I'm happy the MLB season is going to have this. I'm really excited. So the 0-2 pitch to Bobby Witt Jr. is going to miss outside 1-2. Hey, USA, I need you to score 1 more run for that prediction. I made a prediction that the US was going to win 6-5. In order for that prediction to happen, we need 1 more run. Here is the 1-2 pitch to Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. lines a base hit. Is it going to get past Duran? Is he going for 2? He's going for 2. Bobby Witt Jr. is going to make it there easily. 1 out, double. I was looking at that like that's trouble from the beginning because he's extremely fast. As soon as he hit it, he's sprinting. And, you know, Duran is extremely fast, but Duran really had to run towards the left to cut that off. It didn't get to the wall, but because of all that space. So, hey, my prediction, can USA get that 1 more run? Can the USA get that run? 5-3. Bryce Harper's up. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Swings at the first one in tight. Strike 1 and fouls it off. Hey, we're here. This is the pressure that we want, guys. This is, ladies and gentlemen, this is the pressure we want looking at a game like this. In the game between Mexico and US is 3-5. Close game, bottom 8th. Puerto Rico and Cuba. Bryce Harper swings at another bad pitch. Strike 2, 0-2. Puerto Rico and Cuba are in the bottom of the 8th. So Puerto Rico game has been moving faster. This USA game has been going a little bit slower because there was a time where there was an inning difference. But Puerto Rico is caught up. Bottom 0-2 pitch, strike 3. Come on, Harper. Come on, Harper. It's just some bad at bats. Hey, at Star Wars, I need you to call Harper and let him know, like, hey, Harper, what's going on? I need you to give him a call. Give him a call and let him know that we, you know. And wow, Mason Miller is not pitching the 9th inning. Yep, they're walking Aaron Judge. They are not facing Aaron Judge. Mason Miller is not pitching the 9th inning, though. Wow. Kyle Schwarber's up. Kyle Schwarber, he definitely does love that though. Like when you walk somebody, intentionally walk somebody to get to somebody else, I'm sorry, you got to take that personal. They believe that you would be a better matchup than who they walked, and you got to take that personal. Kyle Schwarber's up right now. He's 1 for 3, a single and a walk. His fifth at bat of the game, fifth plate appearance, fourth official plate appearance, fifth plate appearance, fourth official at bat because of the walk. So he takes a first pitch strike. Here is, hey, just get a single, give us a 6-3 lead so I can get my prediction. But as at the end of the day, let's get the U.S. win. 0-1 count. Oof. He was trying to hit a 3-run home run right there. 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch. He got a pitch to absolutely destroy. Schwarber. Let me give Schwarber a call. Shorten up. Just line it out there. You got Bobby Witt. If you get it to the outfield, it's a good chance that you will get, you'll get that RBI. We need that insurance run. That run is an important run there. Here's the 0-2 in the dirt. 1-2. Good take. 1-2 is the count. In case you're joining us, hey, I know that people would prefer to watch the game. If you don't have a way to watch the game, stay with me here because we're at official pressure time, clutch time, the times of the game where you don't want to miss. The USA, the last 2 games, 10 for 31 with runners in scoring position. Today, 1 for 10. Here's the 1-2. That is hit to the second baseman. My prediction is not looking good. 5-3, the USA doesn't score. So my prediction of the USA winning is looking good. But this game cannot be a 6-3 win. So my prediction on that regard, it's not going to happen. We're going to the 9th inning. We're going to the commercial. I'm going to go to the Puerto Rico game. Yeah, Schwarber, I like Schwarber a lot, but he has moments where he just doesn't come through clutch. So Puerto Rico's hitting in the bottom of the 8th. They lead 4-1. They have a 0-2 count on Maldonado. Man on first base. Cuba. Hey, Cuba, I think if I'm not mistaken, Cuba's off tomorrow. Yes, Cuba won't play tomorrow. Tomorrow, Puerto Rico will play their final game versus Canada. Cuba will play Canada on Wednesday. Pickoff attempt, and they don't get him. MJ Melendez. Shout out to MJ Melendez for the Mets. Hey, these are the last 2 games of today, Monday. There's no late game today, and both of these games have been not crazy offensive games. Been some home runs, actually. If you like home runs, there's been good home runs in the USA game. 0-2 pitch, that's hit, fouled. In the USA game, there's been, 4 home runs? 1 by Judge, 1 by Anthony Roman, 2 by Duran. The other one by Mexico was a hit single. I believe that got the run in. And in this Cuba-Puerto Rico game, I don't think there's any home runs, to be honest. 0-2 pitch, that's going to miss in the low part of the zone. So we're in the 9th. We're in the bottom of the 8th for the Puerto Rico game. We're in the 9th now for the USA game. And let's go USA. Let's hope as many people as coming as possible. Here's the 1-2 pitch. It's going to be a pickoff attempt. Let's hope as many people as possible are coming on Twitch, on YouTube, and making the chat live, putting USA flags, putting as much as possible for this moment right now. So here is the 1-2 pitch. Up high, 1-2. Hey, we're gonna have to skip the Cuba game because we're gonna have to go back to the USA game. Okay, still on a commercial break there, so we could finish that inning for Cuba, Puerto Rico. We got maybe 1, max 2 more pitches before we go back to the USA game. But what I've seen, Mason Miller's not coming in this game. 2-2 pitch to Maldonado. Swing and a miss, strike 3. We're going to the 9th inning in the Puerto Rico game. This is it. Oh, Edwin Diaz is about to come in. I gotta see that. See, I want to see Edwin Diaz pitch, but Garrett Whitlock is coming in this ball game. Wow, I'm shocked. Not putting in Mason Miller. We got 5, 6, and 7 for Mexico. Meneses is up first. Here's the first pitch. Hit hard, foul. 95-mile-per-hour sinker. He was very late on that pitch. This is it, folks. This is it. USA needs this to close this out. Mexico, shout out to Mexico for playing the game tight and still having a chance to win this ball game. 0-2 pitch, 0-1 pitch. Ha, strike two. 95-mile-per-hour sinker. That's a good pitch there because Meneses wasn't looking for that. He was looking for the way he took that pitch. He was looking for something out of the zone to try to get him to chase because it was right down the middle. So he 100% wasn't looking for that. And I like the pitch by Whitlock. Here's the pitch. That is going to get past Bryce Harper. And Mexico's going to bring the tying run to the plate with a lead-off single. Oh my goodness. Again, DeRosa. I don't know much about Garrett Whitlock. I don't know much. I know he pitched for the Red Sox. I know I recommended him earlier. Look, last year for the Red Sox, 2.25 ERA, 72 innings. So he had a solid year. But I also do know I mean, I don't even have to know. By even knowing, I know that a lot of pitchers are not Mason Miller. I don't know why Mason Miller is not in this game. We got a pinch hitter, Alejandro Osuna, looking to tie this game up with one swing. Here's the pitch. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. If he would have connected the proper way, that would have tied the game up. Oh, boy. Folks, this is it. It's a 3-5 game. 0-1 count. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Fouled away again. Is that going to stay in territory? Does Bregman have a play? No, it's out of play. 0-2. So Whitlock once again gets, down, up in the count. 0-2. Now, you cannot throw a pitch to hit here. The 0-2 pitch from Meneses was too good of a pitch for 0-2. Too good of a pitch. You got a pitch or two to throw that sinker down. Throw it down. Let him beat you. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three. Way to go, Whitlock. 1 out. Mark DeRosa, show me why. Let's see why Whitlock's in this ball game. Let's see. Because for me, what I know, I'm putting personally, and he swung at a ball, I'm putting in Mason Miller. Even though he pitched on which day? He pitched Friday. Saturday, Sunday, 2 days off. I'm putting him in today. So that because you don't need him tomorrow, and then he'll have Wednesday, Thursday, if they advance, 2 days, another 2 days off. So let's see here. 0-1, 1 out. The Mexico still has the tying run at the plate. Now, here's the pitch. Swinging at that, fouled away, strike one. Now, Duran is still 3 hitters away. We got 7 now. We got 8th and 9th. If Mexico gets themselves, if they get more of a rally going, Duran's going to hit in this game again. And you don't want him to face with bases loaded. Here's the pitch, 0-1, swing and a miss again, 0-2. So Whitlock has gotten ahead of all 3 hitters, 0-2. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Can you see the USA players? They're looking a little, humbled because of how tough it is. 0-2, doesn't chase, 1-2. I think that's his first ball that he's thrown. Boy, Ornelas also has a home run in this World Baseball Classic. He's 1 for 1. We haven't seen no subs for the USA. It's everybody the same. 1-2 pitch, misses again. 2-2. Hey, I get it. You got to throw. But come on now. You can't walk somebody now. Walking somebody gets us closer to Duran, and you cannot face Duran. If you face Duran in this inning, something went really wrong for the U.S. Here's the 2-2. Fouled away. He put a good swing on that 94-mile-per-hour sinker. Look, Whitlock is throwing a lot of sinkers. So I think for a hitter, it's not too hard for you to think or know what's coming. I mean, he's throwing nothing but sinkers. So you kind of know what's coming. The 2-2 pitch is coming right now. Here it is. Swing and a miss with a slider. Ooh, he got me. Whitlock got me because I'm over here saying he's throwing nothing but sinkers, and he drops in a slider. Beautiful, beautiful work right there. Beautiful moment to throw that pitch. Throwing only sinkers and then to throw a slider that starts here and just drops in on you. We're down to the final out of the game. Can the U.S. get this last out? Here's the pitch. Low, 1-0. I like that take by Mexico. Take the pitch. We got the 8-hitter, Alec Thomas. He struck out 3 times. He's 1 strikeout away from the golden sombrero. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss at a changeup. So good. What a difference by Whitlock changing it up. What a difference by Whitlock there. Here we go, folks. This is it. The 1-1 pitch is coming right now. Here it is. Swing and a miss again. 1-2. The USA is a strike away from beating Mexico for the first time since 2006. The first time beating Mexico for the first time since 2006. The fans are on their feet. 1-2 pitch. Whitlock steps off. That's the first disengagement. He's calling the catcher to come to him. You see a bunch of USA fans in the crowd, but you see a ton of Mexico fans there in the crowd as well. Kyle Riley caught the whole game. Wow. 1-2 pitch. Did it hit him? Ooh, almost hit him. 2-2. Wow. I know that Thomas is angry that ball didn't hit him. If I'm Thomas, I'm honest. I want that ball to hit me. I don't want the smoke now. I want the smoke, but hey, I want what's best for the team. And another base runner is what's best for the team. Unless he can make contact. 2-2 pitch. Here it is. Grounded. Bryce Terang got it. The USA wins. USA hangs on. Let's go. USA's 3-0. They beat Mexico for the first time since 2006. Huh. Let's go, USA. Let's go. USA wins this ball game. They take it. Let's go. From the first time since 2006, USA beats Mexico. All right. I can't celebrate too much. My reaction's coming. Let's go to Puerto Rico and Cuba. Let's see if Puerto Rico just won. I just tuned in and Edwin Diaz made quick work of Cuba. Puerto Rico and the USA both win their games. Let's go. Let's go. Puerto Rico and the USA, both of them are 3-0. And this guarantees that both of these teams are going to the next round. Let's go. So far, I'm going to show all of you. Let me show you on YouTube real fast. Let us see right here if we have it. This is my bracket. This is my expectation for what's going to happen in the World Baseball Classic. This is what I expected to happen. Let me show you as well on the Twitch. You see there. That's my prediction. Right now, USA's in. Right now, Puerto Rico's in. Right now, Japan is in. Venezuela's in. The Dominican Republic's in. Korea's in. 6 of the teams are in. Mexico's close. But they still have to deal with Italy. Mexico versus Italy is gonna be a tough one, definitely. So Mexico versus Italy, that's gonna happen on Wednesday. USA plays Italy tomorrow. It's still an important game to go 4-0, but you know it's not a must win because they're in the next round. But for Mexico to win, to now go in, look, if the US, no matter what happens tomorrow, my understanding, even if Italy wins or not, when Mexico plays Italy, they will have a chance. But Mexico's in a position now, they must beat Italy. If Mexico doesn't beat Italy, they're eliminated. They must beat Italy. Absolutely must. If they lose, then they're eliminated. So Mexico has a chance. Canada, this is where it comes down to Canada. Puerto Rico just helped Canada because now, tomorrow, Canada plays. Now, even if Canada loses, let's say, I'm going to go back here to, come back to the screen. Even if Canada loses tomorrow, which is possible because I personally predicted that Puerto Rico was going to go. I personally predicted Puerto Rico was going to go 4-0. That's my prediction. But If Canada loses tomorrow, they'll be 1-2, 1-2, and Cuba's right now 2-1, but those two teams play Wednesday. And if Cuba's 2-1, they don't play tomorrow. If Cuba, even if Canada loses or wins, no matter what happens for Canada tomorrow, win or lose, they have to beat Cuba. They have to. Because if Canada loses tomorrow and they beat Cuba, both of the teams will be 2-2, but they get the tiebreaker because they beat them head to head. Now, if Canada wins tomorrow, they still have to beat them because if they lose to them, they'll both be 2-2, but Cuba will have the tiebreaker. So we got 6 teams that are advancing, and exactly at Star Wars, we still undefeated. We got an interview right now with Aaron Judge. We got an interview with Bobby Witt Jr. And I'm gonna give you first up the words that Aaron Judge is saying. It's playoff baseball. It's what it's all about. It's a little March Madness, and I love it. The fans represented, fun atmosphere, exciting atmosphere. The boys were ready to go. Paul Skeens on the mound doing his thing. When Mexico started to get going, it was tough, but the boys stayed locked in and delivered a win. Words from Aaron Judge. The defensive hero, Bobby Witt. Watching Bobby Witt make those 2 plays is special. Reason why he's one of the best players in the game, if not the best player of the game. Look what Aaron Judge just said to Bobby Witt. Plays like that win you a ball game. Only 1 or 2 individuals in the game that could do that. So those were words from Aaron Judge. Bobby Witt Jr. made some phenomenal plays. How would you rate the degree of this difficulty? They just kind of happen. He said, Bobby Witt, those are the fun ones. You just go there, try to make plays. Paul Skeens out there. I got your 6 today. And it was awesome seeing this guy do what he does, seeing the team bought into winning. 2023, you didn't play much. And now you're playing a significant role on this team. What is it like being in the middle of the action after what happened in 2023? This is special. We're just trying to go there, win 1 game at a time, whatever it is, and enjoy each and every day. So you heard it from Bobby Witt. Today, Sammy Jimenez, I spoke on behalf of Aaron Judge and Bobby Witt. The USA is still undefeated, 3-0. Puerto Rico is still undefeated. So, hey, shout out to those 2 teams, USA, Mexico. Look, I'm going to give my reaction. Before I give a quick reaction, I have three. Let me turn that off before I get copyright. I have 3 things that I'm going to do and give the first thing I'll do, I'll give my update about where we're at with the World Baseball Classic, just the standings. Again, 6 teams have made it on YouTube. We've had more than 400 people join us. Shout out to everybody that's joined us. Let me put this here right now. So the standings for the World Baseball Classic. Right now, as it stands, Puerto Rico is 3-0. Cuba 2-1. Puerto Rico's in. God bless the USA. Oh, say, can you see? I remember in school pledging allegiance. Time flies. Cuba, Puerto Rico's 2. This is pool by pool. Pool A, Puerto Rico 3-0. Cuba 2-1. Canada 3-1. Canada 1-1. Colombia and Panama are both eliminated 1-3. Puerto Rico's in. Now it's between Cuba and Canada for who's going to take the second spot. My prediction is Canada. Pool B, USA separated themselves. They are now 3-0. Italy is 2-0. USA plays Italy tomorrow night, 9 p.m. We'll be streaming that just a little late, maybe around 10:30. Mexico's 2-1. They just lost their first game to the US. Unfortunately, Great Britain is eliminated. They played their last game today versus Brazil, who played their last game. Great Britain 1-3. They won their first today. Brazil lost all 4. They're 0-4 in the World Baseball Classic, and they're eliminated. Now, the next pool, Japan 3-0. They play their final game in a few hours in the morning. They're 3-0. They advanced. They are already in the quarterfinals. Korea, they also advanced with a 3-way tie. Three-way tie. Korea 2-2, Australia 2-2, Chinese Taipei 2-2. The reason why is because of a tiebreaker. Who allowed the most runs? Who allowed the least runs? It was a huge difference there. So Japan and Korea are the two teams in. China and Zekia plays their final game versus Japan. They're 0-3 and they're eliminated. In the next division, Pool D is already finalized. Nicaragua, unfortunately, they didn't win. 0-4. They lost today versus Venezuela. Netherlands and Israel are both 1-2. They're both playing each other tomorrow to see who's gonna get a 500 record of 2-2 and who will finish 1-3. And the Dominican Republic 3-0 and Venezuela as well 3-0. Those two teams are gonna play for who's first place Wednesday night, and that is you don't want to miss that. You do not want to miss that. Yeah, Israel's eliminated from the World Baseball Classic, but they still got one more pool game tomorrow versus the Netherlands, so that's their final game. Now Wednesday, Venezuela, Dominican Republic. That's going to determine who's first place. And if I'm not mistaken, the first place will not play Japan. Whoever wins this game between Venezuela and Dominican Republic, as far as I'm concerned, they will play Korea Saturday. Now, who loses, they will play Japan. And as far as I'm concerned, I could be wrong. And I'm going to even do this. Let me go to a quick bracket real fast. Let's see if we can find the bracket. Is there a update? Okay, no, there's no update in the bracket yet with who's gonna play who and how that's gonna work, but no worries. So we're here. That's the record. That's the thing. Now, the last thing, USA baseball beat Mexico tonight in the World Baseball Classic. How tall is Aaron Judge? Check out Ken Rosenthal interviewing him. I know, right? This guy Aaron Judge is like he's like 6'7", something like that. Easily. There's no way he's 6'5". I think if I'm not mistaken, he's 6'7". I'm gonna tell you what he's listed at 6'7", 282. My goodness. I'm older than Aaron Judge by a year. That's unbelievable, which I think he turns 34 this year. Unbelievable. Aaron Judge is 6. Yeah, his birthday's actually coming up. Wow, me and him are born close to each other. Wow, that's cool. Aaron Judge 6'7", 282. Whew. So, what's my reaction of the game? Look, this was two games. This game was a really good game though. The USA jumped out 5-0. I'm not gonna lie. At that point, it's feeling like, are we gonna get a blowout here? Is USA about to blow out Mexico? It kind of felt like that was gonna happen. But the pitchers of Mexico, shout out to them. They did a really good job of keeping them in the game. They didn't give up no more runs from the fourth inning. The USA in the fourth inning, they got, I'll tell you right now, 5 runs, 2 of them via the home run, a 2-run shot by Judge. No, excuse me, in the third inning, USA got 5 runs. They scored in the third inning 5. They didn't score from the fourth to the ninth, for the fourth to the eighth, because they didn't hit in the ninth. So 5 runs, a 2-run shot by Judge, a 3-run shot by Roman Anthony, and it was off a pitcher in Jesus Cruz that Bryce Harper hit a line drive off of his ankle, so he was compromised. No matter what anybody says. Now, it's not an excuse. The manager, if I'm him, I'm taking him out. He didn't. USA scored 5 runs. I'm like, we may have a blowout here. And then from the fourth and on, Mexico's pitchers came in and kept them in the game. Mexico scored 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 8th, and they had a chance to tie. In the 9th inning, they had the tying run at the plate. They just couldn't come. Their tap meme number. Sorry, what? Can you say that again? I'm not really understanding that. At Star Wars, but hey, this was a really good game. Mark DeRosa, I'm sorry for questioning you. I questioned you with Boyd. Now, it didn't look good, your choice with Boyd, especially leaving him into the 8th, because he gave up 3 runs. It wasn't looking good. I even questioned Whitlock. I mean, I thought he should have been in the 8th, but I questioned it. I thought, oh, it's a given. Mason Miller is the 9th inning. But I guess you're establishing something with the team where meme number. Okay. You're establishing Mark DeRosa, establishing something with a team where, he's giving everybody a shot. And shout out to him for that. Tomorrow you can expect to see a lot more Team USA pitchers because it'll be the final game before the quarterfinals, which we don't know if they're gonna play Friday or Saturday. But you know, it was a really good game. And Mark DeRosa, I'm sorry for questioning you. It was some shaky calls with Boyd, but nonetheless, a really, really good game. USA's 3-0. They play Italy tomorrow in their final Pool B game. That game is going to be at 9 p.m. Look, Wednesdays, tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, the last 2 days of pool play. Some teams already played their last games. They're done. Thursday off day, starting Friday. This is when, if you think this game was a good game, starting Friday, this is when it's gonna get really, really intense. Of course, there can still be blowouts in some of these games coming up, but starting Friday, Saturday, from Friday the 13th, Saturday the 14th, Sunday the 15th, Monday the 16th, and Tuesday the 17th, from those 5 days, there's gonna be a lot of good baseball. And I'm excited that I'll be streaming them, and I hope that all of you will be part of it, a part of this. So we're gonna get off. We're finishing off the stream. This is my reaction. It was a really good game, a really a gritty game for the U.S. because a U.S. team from the past, maybe they would have given up that lead, to be honest. So it's a win that they got. This was a fun game, exactly. This is a win that they got that they held tight. Even Judge said it. They locked in as they got closer. So that's really good. And a lot of people think, oh, the USA is gonna blow, they're gonna knock every team out with a lot. Yeah, it's possible with some teams, but look, baseball's a good sport. It's a competitive sport when you're playing people that are of equal, competition. And I always say this, you gotta respect your opponents. So, we're at that. We're about to get off. We're gonna be back. Let me go with this for now. This is so that we're gonna finish. Tomorrow, Tuesday's games is only 4 games. The first game, 6 a.m. Japan and Czechia. I won't be doing that game. Or let's see if something touches me to wake up. The 7 p.m. game of the Netherlands and Israel, I won't be doing that. Canada and Puerto Rico, unfortunately, I won't be doing that. But the USA versus Italy is a 9 p.m. game. And I will be doing that game. That's going to most likely be my only stream tomorrow. But it's going to be coming in maybe around 10:30 p.m. around that time. So be ready for that live stream. And then Wednesday, I'll be back 3 p.m. with the Canada and Cuba stream. Because that's a playoff game right there. And then Dominican Republic and Venezuela, I'll be back hopefully 10:30, the same time for that game, finishing off pool play with all of you. Hey, this is the last thing. We are on the journey. Let me check even here. I don't know if anything changed, but let me check here. So we are on the journey to 500 subs. And I would like to motivate all of you to like, to share, to subscribe, to be a part of this journey. I'm on a journey, and you being a part of it makes the journey even more special. Subscribe on YouTube, subscribe on Twitch. On Twitch, I know it's gonna cut off a little bit. What I'm showing is gonna cut me off a little bit, but nonetheless, subscribe, like, share, and I encourage all of you to be a part of this journey where we're going to have sports on this page. We're going to have, a lot of motivation, a lot of different things on this page. There's going to be gift cards, giveaways soon on this page. Very soon we're going to have sponsors for this page that are going to help this page even more. Even I received a message yesterday about a connection. I need to reach out ASAP, to see where that can go. So I motivate all of you, like, share, subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you can know when I'm starting a live stream. And of course, if you're looking to watch the game, unfortunately, I'm not showing it here. But if you're somebody that even if the game watching it was available, you can't, you can only listen. So I 100% invite you to stay here, stick with me, watch my reactions, my broadcast that I present to you for the World Baseball Classic. If you missed it, USA won 3-5. Puerto Rico won 4-1. And both of those teams are now 3-0. They remain undefeated. I finish off with this, that there's many things in life that happen. Everybody in life has busy moments, but never forget, you have a purpose. You have a calling. I see many people that they allow life's moments of busyness, the moments in life that distract us, to take away from their purpose or their calling. Don't forget, you have a purpose, you have a calling, and you should never ever give up on that. Sammy, Higher Expectation Sports. You see it right there. You see it here. And I motivate all of you to be a part of the journey. And I will see all of you tomorrow back for one more live stream of the World Baseball